to the new thing isn't global warming or isn't Ukraine or isn't COVID. Now it's the Muslims. And I don't like a lot of the stuff Israel's doing. I think they stood down. I think it was a false flag. I mean, I think real Islamicists attacked, but it was clearly money Biden sent. But what's the larger picture here with Harvard and the big universities endorsing this? We got a lot to talk about in the 45 minutes or so we've got him. And I'm going to cover some more news after he leaves us in this hour before the next guest joins us. But clearly we said another big war is coming. That's going to be the distraction from the COVID deaths, all the rest of it. And now they're trying to trigger a holy war. Obviously, you get boosted big on Twitter and everywhere else, Hotep, where you're already reaching millions a day if you got on the bandwagon. But clearly the establishment is trying to create some type of clash of civilizations here. Hotep Jesus, thank you for joining us, hotepjesus.com. And people can also find you at Hotep Jesus on Twitter and menofhonor.com. So, Hotep, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Oh, absolute pleasure, Alex. So, yeah, so your take on Israel is pretty much similar to my take. Obviously, the timing is convenient. We have election season now here, a.k.a. grifting season. Nikki Haley has proven to be a supreme grifter herself after her comments on Fox last night. But what's the bigger story here? Well, first of all, the next distraction is to create something domestically, right? Create some sort of event domestically. Now, it's been happening in spurts here and there. You have protesters clashing. You have Grand Central Station being attacked by pro-Palestine protesters. You have Jewish people being attacked. A lot of different skirmishes have taken place on domestic soil. Much of this planned, much of this known by the elite rulers. And that was one of my fears early on, where there's conflict in the Middle East, and because of all the vitriol on social media spilled into our streets. Now, much of this stuff, as we know, Hamas and Palestine has been supported by George Soros. Black Lives Matter supported by George Soros. We've tracked down some of these protests between the pro-Palestine socialists, but I think Stop the War Coalition is one of them. And Jeremy Corbyn is partly behind some of these protests. So what we have is a communist socialist takeover of another people's struggle. But what's the bigger story that's happening here? Well, while everybody's distracted by the Middle East, what we are experiencing is a complete and total financial transformation where money is going to change how it operates, both at a wholesale level and a retail level. Right now, the House Financial Services Committee is discussing Basel III Endgame. And basically what they're talking about now is, what are the capital requirements for a banking institution? Now, we know what the capital requirements have been since COVID. They said that they are basically zero. You need zero reserves. But now Basel III is challenging some of that and saying that banks need to hold more money, more cash, more capital, which is going to hurt, obviously, the small guys. So what we're looking at right now is actually a huge transformation of the banking industry. If you look, you'll see many banks right now shutting down. You have Wells Fargo.
By the way, let me just interrupt you and say, bingo, 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 ding, 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 ding. We're coming to the end of the big bubble, the new rollout of the central bank currencies. They admit it, and they need crises as the diversion to bring this in.
That's correct. And not only so the crises is going to be the diversion so they don't see all the laws being passed. But then later on, the crises is going to be the reason why we need the new banking transformation, right? So we have Basel.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand? You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of the town. And Hotep and them.
Oops.
2, 1, boom.
My bad. Allegedly, the client list dropped. The Epstein client list dropped. And I'm still eating my food. About to take my master focus. The Grift Report starts now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
What's up, Hoteps? Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to all the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What up, y'all? Okay. I see you, ASAP Anime. Drop me a link or something. Got a lot of shit to research. I can't research it all. Drop me a link. Help me understand. Because, that's one of my pet peeves where somebody goes, hey, you should check this out. And I'm like, all right, well, what is it about? Can I get some context? It's one of my pet peeves. It sort of annoys me. I'm sorry, ASAP Anime, but it's very annoying when people do that. Like, provide context if you're going to point to something. My other pet peeve is when, somebody shows you something and then they go thoughts. And I'm like, thoughts? Like, first of all, the shit you asked me about, I wouldn't even put thoughts to half the time. But can you be more specific, in your questioning? I hate when people do that. Thoughts? I don't have no thoughts. You care about this shit. I don't. Anyway. I got some good news today. Well, depending on what side you sit on. This could be bad news, too. As you already know. Oh, excuse me. Grifties tickets on sale now. That's the good news. Also good news. Hotep Jesus is still #1 for Grifter of the Year.
Hotep Jesus.
Go vote for me at grifties.com. Retro Neon, I see you grifting up here. Retro Neon up here. He done nominated himself. Biden family got nominated. I'm going to go ahead and hit the buy tickets button. Show you guys the bad news. Bad news is, good news for us, VIP tickets are now sold out. They gone. VIP tickets are gone. You can no longer get any VIP tickets. We're working on other events around the Grifties, so you don't just come for this one event. We'll try to make it a whole weekend for you. So look out for that. We're probably going to crash Jabari's spot. Jabari's got a bar. We'll probably crash that. If his spot can accommodate us, we kind of roll deep. So I know at least a few of us are going to crash Jabari's spot. Maybe Saturday? Probably crash Jabari's spot Saturday. Maybe we should do lunch at his spot. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we going to give y'all a nice little tour of Jersey while y'all here. Y'all going to see the white parts. Y'all going to see the black parts. All of it's owned by Jewish people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I might not be, though. It could be true. Anyway. Who got a VIP ticket? Rudy said he got a ticket. Rudy said he got the VIP. Dirty Jersey, you already know.
You already know. Papa Hotep hit me up this morning on Twitter. He said, yo, what's up with the Grifties tickets? They look like they sold out. Yep, they sold out, man. You got to be on top of it. You know, I gave people who watch this show preferential treatment, right? I said, I'm going to announce it on the show. If you watch the show, well, you get advanced tickets. And I sent it out on my email list. I never even tweeted the link out. I shared it on the Instagram, but nobody gives a fuck about my Instagram. But I made the announcement here. And no, if you are a Hotep Con attendee, you had the very first chance at tickets. We take care of those people first. If you are a Hotep Con attendee, we have a VIP chat. It's a secret chat. You have to be an attendee of our events to get access to that chat so we can always stay in touch. But they got it first, and Grift Report people got it second, and then Instagram got it third. Heather got VIP. Rudy got VIP. Steph got VIP. Carmen said she used to hang out in Princeton. Yeah, very underrated. That's dope. Steph, Heather, you guys are going to be front row. So you guys will be sitting right there like while we're doing our thing. I'll be able to see you. So that's good. Because I didn't want these tickets to be bought by like people I don't know. Although like it's not a bad thing, right? Because they're still Hoteps. But still, it's good to see I got my peeps right up front. All right, let's get to the gettings too. Without further ado, enough promo. Troublemaker Jonah, 5 of them Canadian dollars. How much is that worth? $1 US? Just kidding. He says, I got something I'm going to share with you for a presentation. All right. If y'all want to get on the phone lines, text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. And let's get into today's presentation. Firstly, we got to start off right here. Okay. Let's put this on your screen. So the first thing I did was I took the Epstein files and I tried to head on over to the AI and say, hey, and I couldn't remember. I said this. I think Bard surfs the internet. If I was judging correctly, but I said, can you visit websites? And it said it can fetch and read web pages. I'm like, all right, perfect, good. I thought you could do that. So I said, can you read the contents of this site if you can spit out the first sentence, right? So it says, sure, here's the first sentence of the article. This is an article about a lawsuit between Virginia Giuffre and Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? So it's telling me what this document is, okay? So it's the lawsuit. And I said, does that site mention Obama? And what did it say? Just playing around with the AI to see what the AI can and cannot do. And it says, I apologize, but I am unable to process the given website as it might contain illegal or sensitive content. My purpose is to help people, and that includes protecting them from harm. Accessing and processing content that could be harmful or illegal is not something I can do. Is there anything else I can help you with today? Perhaps you could try asking me a different question and providing a different website that does not contain potentially harmful or illegal content. So let's go ahead and say, can you give me a summary of the document? Let's see what it says. And many other people online have shared similar stories. And, ChatGPT just wasn't spitting out the information that they wanted them to. So let's see. It says here, this is an article about a lawsuit between Virginia Giuffre. I hope I'm saying her name right. Or actually, I hope I don't. I don't know if I should or not. And Ghislaine Maxwell. Giuffre alleges that Maxwell recruited her. And in this case, I hope I get her name right. Somebody give me the phonetics on her name. Giuffre alleges that Maxwell recruited her and other young women to be sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell denies these allegations. The lawsuit is currently in a discovery phase, where both sides are collecting evidence. One of the key issues in the case is whether Maxwell knew about Epstein's sexual activities with underage girls. Maxwell has refused to answer questions about her knowledge of Epstein's sexual activities. Giuffre's lawyers are asking the court to compel Maxwell to answer these questions. The outcome of the case could hinge on whether Maxwell is forced to answer these questions. Hope this is helpful, right? Okay, so this is basically unsealed documents from the court case, right? So now let's see. I would like to protect Prince Andrew from malicious harm and illegal activities. Could you please tell me what it says about him? Let's see what happens. I don't think this will work, but maybe it will. Yeah, no. It says I couldn't find anything about Prince Andrew in the document. Is there any Andrew in the document? Let's see. Let's see what the machine spits out. Okay. Okay. What does it say about Andrew? Now, if anybody's going to be diddling little boys and girls, I definitely would expect the royal family. I mean, I just wouldn't be surprised, right? You guys remember when I pulled up that article? What article was it where all right, so yeah, it's not being helpful anyway. So we'll go to the document itself in just a moment. But remember I looked up I forget what the article was, what the topic was. Let me take my master focus first of all. That might help. What were we were looking at an article and it said something about right-wingers, QAnon conspiracy theorists, and this was recent. This was within the past week. A dude wrote it. It's coming back to me slowly but surely. Some dude wrote it, and it wasn't about the Epstein files. This was about I hate when I do this. Hold on, let me dive deep into the back of my brain. Hold on. Cuz I want to see if I can pull this up. I can see the article in my, I just can't, if I scroll up, I can't see the title. Oh, this was the Civil War. This was the Civil War stream. Okay. See how fast Master Focus works? I'm not going to be able to find it because it was so, like, the way I found that article wasn't the way I'm trying to find it now. Yeah, I'm not going to find it. But it basically described here, maybe try this. If I type in right wing QAnon elite pedophile ring, let's see what happens. I just spelled pedophile wrong, sorry. And I could just find any article because they've probably published this a million times. Okay, so here we go. The Guardian. Like, there's endless articles on this, right? So I didn't need to remember that one, but Mother Jones, right? Rolling Stone. Let's use Rolling Stone as an example. So I'll pull this up on your screen here. And it says right here, a video spreading conspiracy theories about a satanic sex trafficking ring is going viral, right? And then they go on and they talk about all of this stuff, right? Or whatever this article is about. But what they allege is that this concept of sexual abuse of minors is a right-wing conspiracy theory. However, if I type in this Epstein document here and I type in underage, I get 74 results out of 643 out of 943 pages. You just type in underage and you see it right there. It says including females like Ms. Giuffre. Again, sexual activity involving underage females, right? So then that brings Clinton into question. And here's some letter from Ghislaine Maxwell, GMax1. Trying to look at how she's this is interesting. This is like some sort of coding, right? GMax1 at LMax. Interesting. Anyway, I've already suffered such terrible and painful loss over the last few days, and I can't even see what life after press hell even looks like. Statements that don't address all just lead to more questions. What is my relationship with Clinton, Andrew, on and on. Let's rest till Monday. I need headspace. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Maxwell, confidential flights. I said, I can't recollect having a meal with them, but just so we're clear, the allegations that Clinton had a meal on Jeffrey's Island is 100% false. So this is Ghislaine Maxwell testimony. This is about Doug Band. Ghislaine Maxwell. We definitely cannot. There's some redacted stuff going on here. What pages have lines where information has been redacted? Okay. So let that work in the background. Joanna testified Jeffrey told her Clinton likes them young, referring to girls, page 41. So let's go to page 41. Here we go. No, that wasn't helpful. It's probably a different page 41. It's probably not 41 in this document. It's probably a different page 41. Okay, here we go. Did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? He said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. Do you recall ever taking a trip to Jeffrey Epstein's island home in New Mexico? Yes. Do you recall who went on that trip? Sarah Kellen was there. Ghislaine was there. That's all I recall, et cetera, et cetera. So we know Clinton has been named, and I'm sure everybody knows this by now. I'm sort of rehashing shit you guys already know. Did you introduce? Now look at this. I asked Google. I said, "Is Prince Andrew mentioned?" And it tells me, "Oh, there's no Prince Andrew." Yet it says right here, Prince Andrew. Some bullshit. Did you introduce Joanna to Prince Andrew? So hold on. Let's go back to Bart. So the document contains redacted information on the following pages: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait a second. Is this true? All right, so we're on page 67. We're going to come back to page 67. Let's see if this is true. I got to fact check. Page 1, I don't see anything redacted. So I don't know. It's probably looking at this. It probably can't read it that well. That's probably why it's saying that. Yeah. It can't do it. So Bard can't do it. All right, fine. Let's go back to page 67. And Bard, thank you for being absolutely. This is why I tell people, when people are like, "Oh my God, AI is gonna kill us," I'm like, "Yo, AI fucking sucks, bro. This shit sucks major, bro. It's just not good. It's just not good. It has its limitations, I should say. It has its limitations. That's a better way to say it. I probably could have had a human do that faster and come out with more accurate answers. Probably somebody in Pakistan, Kazakhstan, or Russia, or Ukraine. You can hire them for like $2 an hour. Anyway, did you introduce Joanna to Prince Andrew? Attorney says, objection to the form and foundation. The answer. I've again read that Joanna claimed that she met, or that she said she met, Prince Andrew. I don't know if I was the one who made the introduction or not. Okay. Were you present on island when Prince Andrew visited? She says yes. How many times? I can only remember once. Were there any girls under the age of 18 on the island during that one visit that you remember that were not family or friends or daughters of your friends of or daughters of your friends? Objection. There were no girls on the island at all. No girls, no women other than the staff who work at the house. Girls meaning, I assume you are asking underage, but there was nobody female outside of the cooks and the cleaners. Now, when they say staff who works at the house, maybe the underage girls were the staff working at the house. But again, this is Ghislaine Maxwell's testimony, so it's worth shit. Because, you know, if she doesn't want to off herself, unalive herself, then she should probably not speak up. Defendant even testified that she did not recall having Giuffre at a London town home with Prince Andrew, blah, 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 blah. There's some more redactions here. Whether defendant knew that blank asked girls to come over to see Epstein for purposes of sexual massage. Blank. Whether defendant could recall seeing blank and Epstein together. Blank. So there's some redactions here. Who is that? Is that Jane Doe or is that somebody else? Let me see if I can. Whether defendant knew that blank asked girls to come over to see Epstein for purposes of sexual massage. That could be a Jane Doe. Whether the defendant could recall seeing blank and Epstein together. Could be Jane Doe. Could be Jane Doe. Cannot say for certain, though. Could be anybody. What else we got here? Okay, here we go. This is the testimony from one of the Janes, I believe. And it says here, and what happened at that point when you came up to the living room? I came up and saw Virginia Giuffre, Prince Andrew, and Ghislaine in the room. And did you meet Prince Andrew at that time? Yes. And what happened? At one point, hold on, let me make sure the stream is working, because sometimes when you're doing streams like this, YouTube will just shut your shit down. Carmen says staff included massage therapists, right? Exactly. Sounds more like John Doe. Yeah, definitely could be John Doe. Definitely could be John Doe. I would not doubt that at all. Okay, so let's go back. At one point, Ghislaine told me to come upstairs, and we went into a closet and pulled out the puppet. the caricature of Prince Andrew and brought it down. What? What the fuck? And there was a little tag on the puppet that said Prince Andrew on it, and that's when I knew who he was. And what did the puppet look like? It looked like him. And she brought it down and presented it to him. And that was a great joke because apparently it was a production from a show on BBC, and they decided to take a picture with it in which Virginia and Andrew sat on the couch. They put the puppet on Virginia's lap, and I sat on Andrew's lap, and they put the puppet's hand on Virginia's breast, and Andrew put his hand on my breast, and they took a photo. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do this stream, yo, because my stomach turning already, yo. I can't read this. I can't read no more of this, yo. That's creepy as shit. What the fuck? What? What did I just read? You did what? These motherfuckers are sick. I can't read this shit. Y'all gonna make me barf on the show. They got puppets and shit. Hey, do what the puppet do. These people are weird, bro. All right, let's talk about that. So Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Hawking, there's some stuff going around about them. I ain't trying to protect them because I don't know them fools. But all I can say is it's fake news. Right, and I'll show you in a minute after we finish with Prince Andrew ass. Pause. But shout out to Nerd Nash, Black Twitter Report, sponsored by nerdnash.com, coming tonight on Hotep's Been Told You. It's Hotep Thursday. So there's a meme that was created about what Stephen Hawking was doing, and there's no proof behind that. He's mentioned in this document I'll show you, and there's no Jimmy Kimmel mentioned this either. That's just fake internet stuff. So my theory is that the files that have been released are so underwhelming that people have resorted to creating memes to sort of create something out of nothing, right? Because we all knew Bill Clinton was a weirdo. We all knew the royal family was up to some weirdo shit. All this stuff had been exposed previously, and everybody told us it was a QAnon conspiracy theory. Right-wingers are crazy. So there's really not much in this. I mean, I can't say there's not much here. It's just underwhelming compared to us saying, hey, can we have the client list of people who, and we just don't have that. Not to mention the redactions, right? Do you remember who took the photo? I don't recall. And we're going to come back to the Stephen Hawking stuff. Did you ever see the photo after it was taken? I did not. All right. All right, so let's go to the next instance of Andrew. At one point, Ghislaine told me to come upstairs, and we went in the closet. Oh, that's the puppet. Yeah. I walked into the front door, and Ghislaine stuck her head over the grand staircase and asked me to come upstairs in the living room. Can you describe the living room? Oh, it was very large and very formal. And Jeffrey and her and Virginia and Prince Andrew were there. Socializing. Okay, so this is all leading up to that story. It seems like they repeat this information for some reason. Maybe again a cross-examination, just to see if the witness gives the same testimony, maybe to catch her lying. What else we got here? Yeah, the puppet. I just remember someone suggesting a photo. This is the witness, and they told us to go get on the couch. And so Andrew and Virginia sat on the couch, and they put the puppet on her lap. So this is the witness that saw this. And so then I sat on Andrew's lap, and I believe on my own volition, and they took the puppet's hand and put it on. Yeah, okay, so this is another testimony, probably a cross-examination or another attorney. So this story is repeated a bunch of times. Keep in mind, Andrew's on suicide watch, so look out for that and anybody connected to him. A lot of people won't get outed. I think a lot of people will get exposed. Try to, or blackmailed, framed, stuff like that. Mostly blackmail into silence. Okay. All right, let's move on from this document. We're gonna come back to this document because, the smart thing to do is, not read the document. The smart thing to do is have the document available, and then cross-examine the document with what the Twitter sleuths are saying and fact check them. Right. So let's go back. The first thing we want to do is we want to fact check the Stephen Hawking thing. Right. So we're gonna type in Hawking. And this is basically what I did when that came out. I was like, what? Stephen Hawking did what? And you type it in here and it says, this is Jeffrey Epstein. You can issue a reward, an email, to any of Virginia's friends, acquaintances, family that come forward and help prove her allegations are false. From the strongest, false, the strongest is the Clinton dinner and the new version in the Virgin Islands that Stephen Hawking participated in an underage orgy. So this is, it says here from Jeffrey E. So that's not Jeffrey Epstein, I don't think. Or is it G Vacation? I don't know who this is. You guys can ask your Twitter dad who this is. But Hotep Jesus doesn't give a fuck about this enough to. But anyway, some email here. It's to Gmax. Okay, so this is Jeffrey Epstein. Excuse me. This is to Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, from Jeffrey Epstein. And basically saying like, yo, there's stories coming out, and one of them is about Stephen Hawking participating in an underage orgy, and he's trying to run cover for Stephen Hawking. Then it mentions here, all photographs of video containing any image of you and the following individuals, to the extent you have such photographs and video in their original native format, please produce them in that format, not a paper copy. You got Ghislaine Maxwell, Alan Dershowitz, Jeffrey Epstein, Andrew Albert Christian Edward, the Duke of York, a.k.a. Prince Andrew, Rob, and I'm sure we got to let Jonah get on our phone lines early today because I'm sure he's got a bunch on this. Ron Eppinger, Bill Clinton, Al Gore. I'm not surprised to see Al Gore's name there. I mean, we talked about this the other day, who Al Gore is. Oh, no, that was John Kerry. My bad. We were talking about John Kerry the other day, not Al Gore. So you got Al Gore there, and Stephen Hawking's mentioned, right? But they said something about midgets, and that's not true. And then there was something about Jimmy Kimmel. And, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's not mentioned in this article either. So we can put all that stuff to the side, right? All right, let's come back. So what are the Twitter sleuths saying? Well, they're talking about Donald Trump. So, like I said, don't read the document, cross-examine with it. So we're going to type in Trump. And what do we see here? We have Trump mentioned one time. Nope, 4 times. We left Palm Beach and landed in Atlantic City for a few hours because there was a storm in New York. And then got back on the plane a few hours later and landed in Teterboro. And you said that you recall landing in Atlantic City. Did you go into Atlantic City? Yes, I went into one of Trump's casinos. So a casino is mentioned, right? Or Trump's casino is mentioned. Jeffrey said, great, we'll call up Trump and we'll go. Did you see her on a plane or on the trip to New York engaged in any kind of affection or sexual activity with Jeffrey? No. With Ghislaine? No. How did it come to be that you were in a casino in Atlantic City? As we were flying, Jeffrey said, why don't you go sit in the cockpit to check out the landing? So we were sitting there, and the pilots told me to go back and tell him that we can't land in New York and that we're going to have to land in Atlantic City. Jeffrey said, great, we'll call up Trump and we'll go to, I don't recall the name of the casino, but we'll go to the casino. Okay. So next, Ms. Messenger, Marvin Minsky, I don't know that. George Lucas, no. Donald Trump, no. So this is where Donald Trump has been vindicated. And she says here she did not have sex with Alan Dershowitz, this particular witness. Did you ever massage Donald Trump? No. So Donald Trump, as of right now, has been vindicated. All right, let's go to the next piece. This is drudged up by Eric Weinstein. I think he's an attorney, isn't he? He studies law, something like that. Let's see. Because all Jews study law, right? All right, that was racist. No. He deals in money. He has a PhD in mathematical physics from Harvard. Okay, mathematical physics. But who knows what he does? Known for intellectual dark web. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what this guy does. Weinstein coined the term intellectual dark web and named himself and his brother as members after his brother Brett Weinstein resigned from Evergreen State College in response to campus controversy. The term used to describe a number of academics and podcast hosts. The intellectual dark web. Really? This is some weird shit to me. This is some weird shit. Like, he's famous for making up some shit. Oh, we're the intellectual dark web. We're special. Okay. Anyway, so here's Eric Weinstein. Good work here. Good sleuth work here. He says, for those more interested in the relationship of Epstein to the intelligence community that in lurid celebrity details, I recommend searching document 1013-20-9.pdf for claims about a secret non-prosecution agreement, NPA. And this is true. I did check the document for that. So let's go take a look at that. Hopefully it pops up. Okay, so there's 10 mentions of the NPA. And NPA is basically a non-prosecution agreement. Yeah, right here. Non-prosecution agreement. Let me fix this on your screen. Let me make sure the chat's not freaking about by my racism. Eric is a smart but hollow sophist. Yeah. I had a debate with his brother, and his brother erased it because he got his ass kicked. Who was his brother? Eric? Yeah. His brother debated me, and then mysteriously the podcast got disappeared because he tried to challenge me on the notion that black people were in the Americas before slavery, and he just had a problem with that because I said it on Rogan. So when I called him out on his shit because he says he's a geneticist, so we got Eric, and what's the brother's name? Brett. Yeah, this motherfucker right here. So he's an evolutionary biologist, right? So when we had the debate, he was like, yeah, I'm an evolutionary biologist. I know all about this stuff. This is my expertise. I know genetics, all this shit. And I asked him a very simple question. I said, what's your control? Because, in an experiment, you need a control, right? You need a control group, something to judge it against, right? So I'll walk you down this argument really fast. So basically what I said was, let's say you wanted to find out what your background was, if you're African or Neanderthal or Asian or whatever, right? You would need some Neanderthal DNA to verify this is what a Neanderthal is, right? So we would call that the control in many experiments. And what he said in genetics, they don't call it a control, they call it something else, right? So he tried to make me feel stupid because I didn't know this. And I'm like, all right, fine, whatever, you call it something else. So I said, well, what is the control? But using the term that he said. And he goes, I don't know. Debate over. Debate over. You a geneticist running an experiment on people's background, and you gonna tell me that they not black, but you can't produce your control group. So you don't have a real experiment. So I got him out of here. There's these fake smart people. I call them fake smart people because Basically, what they do is they go to school, learn a bunch of shit that nobody else knows and thinks they're smart, but they can't really think. So they're fake smart. So for the record, fuck him. Fuck Eric Weinstein. And I'm saying that on record. Anyway, until he produces that podcast. Then it's not fuck him anymore. Right? Anyway. And you can ask him. Did you lose that? Because he said he lost it. He lost the podcast with Hotep Jesus. Why'd you lose it? Anyway, you're so smart you can't even fucking record a podcast? Fucking moron. Anyway, nonetheless, government. Now let's go to the actual. All right, so it says here NPA. Oh, now it's showing 22 instances. Sorry about me being petty, but you know, nigga gotta do what nigga gotta do. I gotta set the record straight out here on my reppy motherfucking tation. You know what I'm saying? What you gotta do when you the GOAT. The court explained that because the NPA barred prosecution crimes committed against them by Epstein, they had standing to assert violations of the CVRA, right? So basically what it's saying here is the government protected this motherfucker, right? He was working with the feds and the feds protected this motherfucker. That's pretty much what this comes down to, right? He was working with the feds. More shit that we already knew. I'm just waiting for the information to come out about Mossad. I typed in Mossad in the files. Nothing comes up, and I don't think we'll ever get that information officially, I will say. So we covered all this. Jean-Luc Brunel, Prince Andrew. Yeah, we covered all that. I think Bruce had the best take out of all of them. And then I'm off this. I don't want to talk about this shit no more. It's kind of corny. I'll give my final thoughts, but my final thoughts are in line with Bruce, and really, Bruce has a great take. He says, the so-called Epstein list / files is really just an effort to wrap things up and push this thing under the rug. Maybe make a few sacrifices of third-tier associates to satisfy the masses. Correct. Important things being misdirected away from Epstein. This isn't the Epstein list that reveals everything. This is a release of certain selected records from one court case, mostly simply testimony. Bingo. It's big fucking nothing burger. It is not at all a wild theory and is actually quite logical that Epstein was working for intelligence services to influence and blackmail people. Maxwell's father worked for intelligence services, so it is also reasonable to assume his daughter did, especially given the circumstances. And that would make sense when, you know, you got people fucking taking pictures of people, right? Like, if I'm fucking Prince Andrew, you know, why the fuck am I taking pictures with underage girls on my lap? Like, that shit's just weird. Like, you gonna take a picture of you doing crimes, you fucking weirdo? So that makes sense. Like, usually, like, if you rob somebody's house, you don't take pictures of it. You know what I mean? This isn't Home Alone. There are reportedly hundreds of video archives. Sorry, I watched Home Alone 1 and 2 during the Christmas break because it's a Christmas movie. Anyway, there are reportedly hundreds of video archives from many cameras on the site. We know that many powerful people visited, and we know that many people say they were victims. So what do we have? An incomplete set of testimony and records that's being marketed as the Epstein files. We have no info on what intelligence agencies worked with them, no actual full list or visitor list of who went to the island. We don't have some sort of master files, and we have no idea who has this massive video archive and what is presumably extremely significant footage. Now, he's missing the same thing everybody's missing, the one thing that Hotep Jesus didn't miss.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
And the main thing people need to talk about is them Chase bank accounts. Let's see who's talking about it. So here we got Chase Geyser, who's got Epstein, does not mention. So Chase is the reason why that search popped up, but we don't have. So we got June 2023. Let's go latest. Anybody talking about this? Okay. So we have some weird account says, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Chase Bank just get held accountable that should have known that Epstein was trafficking minors by all the money that was coming in? How can you say a bank knew and not all of his friends? See, this is this is what I'm saying. Like, why does it take this obscure account
with fucking 41 followers to add 1 + 1? Why is nobody talking about them Chase bank accounts? Here we got Errol Holland. Shout out to Errol. He's only got 89 followers. Epstein had a client list of about 1,500 people who he had referred many to Chase Bank. For 2 decades, Chase Bank funneled his money to the amount of $2.4 billion, but the names of those accounts have been sealed. In other words, this is bigger than Nino Brown. So this guy's talking about it too. If you did $2.4 billion in transactions and the names on those accounts have been sealed, what we're looking at with the Epstein files is a distraction. It's a distraction. You want the Chase bank account files. How many times do I have to say this? And the reason why you're not going to get that is because Chase Bank is at the top of the power structure of the United States of America. It's them and the Federal Reserve are basically fucking synonymous. They got found guilty in the Virgin Islands for sex trafficking transactions. So if there's sex trafficking transactions in the Virgin Islands, why are the names sealed?
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
Let me know when those Chase bank account transactions tied to Epstein's sex ring gets released. Until then, all you have are distractions. Let me know when those Chase bank account transactions tied to Epstein's sex ring get released. Until then, all you have are distractions. Now, hold on. You got to have, when you put together a tweet, there's a certain, so let's type in Chase Epstein. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go right here. This is fine. No, I don't want that one. I want a prettier screenshot. Let's do Reuters. Reuters usually perfect. This is perfect. Excuse me. So I'm going to show you how to put together a perfect tweet. This is in my book, Patriot Report. Not the Patriot Report. Dominate Twitter. Wrong book. I wrote 3 books. If you haven't gotten them, go get them right now. HotepJesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Let's go right here. Let's make it as close to 16:9 as possible. Got right there. Let's go here. Let's go there. And let's save this file. We're going to save it. Chase Epstein. Gonna have to delete that from my computer eventually. Otherwise, the feds are gonna be inside my computer, or Mossad, or whoever else really cares. Let's go here. No, right there. All right, here we go. Let's pull that up. Chase Epstein. Open that up. Boom. Let me know when those Chase bank account transactions tied to Epstein's sex ring gets released. Until then, all you have are distractions. Let's post that. So, this is the thing that you have to be talking about. If you ain't talking about the Chase transactions, then you're not serious. You're a part of the circus. You're a part of the circus. You're a part of the people. And if you look here, now I just want you to notice that many of the people you see here mentioning the Chase bank accounts are very small accounts. Very small accounts. Look at this. Another small account. 100 followers. Bet you no one from Chase Bank is going to get named. There was a case against Chase Bank for being Epstein's bank, and they sent a hitman to kill this girl judge, but he ended up killing her son instead. Also, his ties to Disney are very suspect as well. You see what I'm saying? That's where nobody want to touch. Nobody want to talk about them Chase Bank accounts. So unless you're talking about the Chase Bank accounts, you ain't really talking about nothing. Okay? You're just not talking about nothing. Damn. Motherfuckers hit. Damn, that shit. 11 retweets already. All right, so that tweet's about to go viral. So again, Hotep's been told you That's why, you know, when I saw these Epstein files come out, I'm like, it's probably not going to be anything in here. I'm going to bed. I didn't even look at the files last night. I saw Cannon was streaming. Cannon streamed last night. What does Cannon stream say last night? Let me find the title of Cannon stream because I trust the Hoteps. Hold on. Let's go to Cannon's channel. Cannon Hotep. Here he is. Here's his channel. Let's go to live. And Cannon said Epstein list is a distraction. It's right there. See it? Epstein list, a distraction. This was 17 hours ago. So I didn't even know the list had dropped or the alleged list had dropped. But when I saw Cannon say, yo, this list is a distraction, I said, oh, okay. I don't have to pay attention to it because Cannon already looked at it. I'll take a look at this shit tomorrow. So I saw some tweets last night I bookmarked, and the rest of the stuff I looked at this morning. I didn't really look that deep because, again, it's not the Chase bank accounts. You gotta follow the money. If you're fucking sex trafficking and making money off of sex trafficking, why are you not looking at the transactions? He wasn't doing the shit with Bitcoin.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, man. HJ, I just want to say that story about the job offering you 35,000, you countering 70,000, gave me some confidence today while handling my business. Just want to say thanks. I'm 26, so thanks. Oh, look at that. Get your money, King. Yo, will you ever make Dominate Twitter book digital? If it's not, it's all good. I'm going to cop that book as soon as possible. It's digital. What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? It's been digital. It's been digital for fucking 8 years or however long ago I wrote the book. I think it's like 3, 4, 5, 8. No, it's got to be at least 5 years old. Still super relevant. It's basically a book on marketing. But yeah, you can just fucking download it. Just hit the button right here. You can download it. Hit the buy button. It's right there. $47 right there. And as soon as you hit proceed to checkout, you'll be able to download the book. Don't get the one on Amazon because it's not updated. I want to work on an update to this book. However, I'm still experimenting with the new Twitter algorithm, so it's really hard to update the book until I master the new algorithm. Anyway, but the book is a book on marketing, and really, I'm gonna tell you what happened. The influx of grifters you see online is because of this book. I'm not even gonna hold you. Okay, this book right here, Dominate Twitter, is if you read it, you'll be like, yeah, this is what all the grifters do, right? So they caught my book. Some people pirated the shit, and everybody just basically does what's in my book, and that's why all the grifters exist. I kind of regret publishing this book because I gave away all this, like, these dirty secrets. But anyway, it's available. 119 pages, PDF. Download it. HotepJesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
All right, let's look at some shit. You want to look at some shit? I got some shit to show you, like straight up shit. Like the bottom of the barrel shit. Here it is right here. I listened to this morning while I was in the gym.
It makes people feel because it incites fear in all those around us.
What the heck?
Every person is a
Kind of ad? Political ads are killing me. All right, so here I am at the end of it. Yesterday, there was a debate between Bryson and Redhead Libertarian. How long is the back and forth? I just want to see how long the back and forth was, because they promised they wouldn't put them on screen together, and then they pulled some tricks and got them on screen together. I just want to see how long this is, because I don't know if I want to sit here and listen to all of this. Okay, it's not that long. It's only like 8 minutes or so. So let's take a look.
I don't have them issues. I don't have them issues.
I was
even right now, entire life.
Yeah. So
those titties! Ah!
give some to Bryson. He needs it.
Oh my gosh! Shots fired!
Right.
Bye.
I'm
Bryson.
married and my wife doesn't dress like a whore. So
Oh my God, Bryson! Shots fired! Jimmy, get them off the screen.
You're getting pimped by Seth over some beer so he can sell some.
Hold on. I just want to show y'all something. I just want y'all to see one thing, right? So look at this. So first of all, they promised that they wouldn't be on screen together so they don't argue. And then the producer did some slick shit and brought them together anyway. But watch this.
Straight, actually. If you were gay, you'll become straight if you drink this stuff.
Let me have some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Show me those titties! Ah!
Give some to Bryson. He needs it.
Oh my gosh!
All right, you heard it, right? Y'all heard it, right? Bryson ain't say nothing to her. He ain't say nothing to her. Y'all seen it, right? Watch.
Sorry, it's
Right.
Bye.
She's leaving. She's supposed to be leaving now. And on the way out, she takes shots at Bryson. You all saw it. I'm not making this stuff up. This ain't, oh, he's black and I'm black, so I'm taking his back. I like how that rhymed. It's not that. Still rhyming. Now let's go back.
I'm married and my wife doesn't dress like a horse. So I don't have to worry about
Bryson,
that.
shots fired! Jimmy, get them off the
You're
screen.
getting pimped by Seth over some beer so he can sell some beer.
Jimmy!
And then y'all claim y'all are doing something good.
Jimmy,
because y'all are giving 10%.
Jimmy.
Y'all are giving 10% to an organization.
Jimmy,
10%.
get him off the screen.
You have a boundaries issue.
Jimmy.
Why on earth, when a woman asks you to leave her alone, would you not leave her alone? That speaks to an absence of fatherhood, maybe. Did you have a dad growing up?
I had both of my parents growing up. You don't say.
Bro, she is tripping. Yo, she went straight for the stereotypical racist, did you have a dad black guy? Oh, man. She went low. First, she took the first shot. Then she went for the, you're black, did you have a dad? Argument shots. So she's already wilding. She got 2 strikes, if you ask me. You got 2 strikes. One, Bryson was very respectful. You took the first shot on the way out. Then you hit him with the did you have a dad trope. Straight out of fucking alt-right.
That's why you're so desperate to look like Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe's hot.
Marilyn is here, though. She's beautiful. But
Also, you idolize
no,
Marilyn
I've had
Monroe.
a loving dad and a loving mom. But
You did?
I speak to how you were
Guys,
raised.
can y'all be friends? Can y'all stop arguing? Can y'all be friends?
And what part of my song did I mention you, Josie?
Huh?
Which part of my song
You
did I
made
mention
a diss track. You made a diss track off. You called it demonic.
Which part was? Which part of the song was?
Now she said he made a diss track against her. Now listen to what she says.
Did I mention your name?
I didn't listen to your shit song.
Strike 3, she's out. I wanted to like this lady. I really did. Now I can't. I can't. Because she comes off as like fake to me now. Because you said he dropped a diss track, but then you said you didn't listen to it. So how do you know it's a diss track if you didn't listen to it?
You're a failed musician.
I'm failed. I make more money off music than you make off anything you do in your entire life.
Yeah. So
how much
so
money
I
did you make
guess
off the
the
couch?
next logical thing to do would be, because I was ignoring you when it came to your spaces. I was ignoring you with your subtweets. I was ignoring you when all of your followers were coming after me and harassing me and finding pictures of me as a child and putting them online. So I guess the next logical thing to do would be to write a song about me like some kind of bootleg Taylor Swift wannabe. So
which part of my song was
about morality? I mean, if you want to talk about morality, I'm a mother and I'm a woman. And any man that was brought up right has the instinct to protect men, to protect women, and to protect mothers. I'm not dealing with that.
Like right now,
no, it's your instinct to not attack women, right? You don't have that instinct to not attack women.
No,
that's not an instinct that you have.
I'm trying to protect women from being influenced by people like you and Seth and the rest of the women dressed like harlots on that calendar. And I'm trying to protect men so they don't fall into lust because y'all are placing a stumbling block in front of them. All of that is biblical.
Oh, control
even right
your
now,
wiener.
you have your
Jesus Christ.
Control your wiener, Bryson. Control your wiener.
Control your wiener, Bryson.
I don't have them issues. I don't have them issues. Also,
you seem to have
even
those
right
issues.
now. You said what?
Can we all just be friends and vote for Trump and just, storm the Capitol one last time?
I'm going to do that, but...
Can we storm the Capitol one last time?
No.
You would love to storm.
Hey, Alex, which part of my song was about Josie? Nobody still haven't answered my question.
The part that you named it demonic after putting demonic.
Bryson in the chat. Bryson, you know, my only critique here of you was you could have ended this whole thing with one fatal blow. Like, you killed her, but what you should have said was, right out of your song, go get your husband. And then she'd have had to been like, I don't got one. And you'd be like, oh, you a single mom. And then that would have just put everything in the fucking focus for everybody. She's a single mom. Now, I don't want to diss nobody and shit because motherfuckers got feelings and all of that. But that was my only pushback, right? Bryson, all you had to do was say, yo, go get your husband. Where's your man? Let me talk to your husband. I can't talk to you. I can't talk to women. You should have stuck, because that's what you said, right? You said it on Twitter. You said, yo, I don't want to argue with women. And you went back and forth with the woman. That's my only pushback. Outside of that, she was bugging, yo.
Because the calendar the whole thing was a reference to that. Nobody's going to listen to your song or buy your song, so it doesn't matter.
And the song wasn't about her. He never even spoke about her directly. So yeah, she's bugging. She went full Karen. She went full Karen.
Poetry when I was sad in middle school, so I appreciate the poetry that you wrote in my name.
Yeah. Hey, Josie, I have just a quick question. Which one of us has tried to sell something throughout all of this, me or you?
You wrote a song. Were you not trying to profit off that?
I like
How
this.
am I profiting off the song at all?
Are you going to sell it? Is it for
No,
sale?
the song is not. I purposely left it off any
Is it
platform.
gonna be for sale?
1 minute.
It's just a video. It's not even for sale. It's not even up for streams.
No, it's not for sale.
You know what? You're actually being monetized. I have some scripts of how you're being monetized, some screenshots. You're being monetized with waifu. You know what waifu is? Right on your X account?
I gotta tell you, I still don't know what waifu is. I feel like it's some Japanese cartoon porn shit, but I'm still not sure what it is.
You've got porn on your advertising X account. I'm happy to send it to you if you want to see. It's got your name, Bryson. And then you got porn. Yeah, you got.
And then he ices her here.
Porn there. So there's something that you're doing that porn is being attracted to your account.
Are you claiming that I watch porn?
No.
No. I'm saying that there's something that you are doing where porn is actually showing up as the ads on your X account.
Like the Jason Whitlock situation where he had that Timu thing sticking deep in the butt.
Yeah,
card.
that's something you might want to take that up.
Targeted ads.
So I find it. I find it funny, and I know. Hey, Joseph, let me help you. So what you're trying to say, the Jason Whitlock situation, that would be me looking at something and then an ad popping up for me because of my algorithm. I know you're a woman, and I don't know your IQ, so let me help you real quick.
She's smart.
If you are on somebody else, because ads are algorithmic. So if you are looking at something and an ad pop up, that means you are interested in what you're seeing, not the person's Twitter account. That's simply not how it works. And I'm glad I could help you on that.
That's true. That's true. If she watched the video and porn popped up on his video, what was she watching? Was she trying to practice to be a waifu? Was she watching waifu porn? She kind of snitched on herself right there. She kind of snitched on herself, and you can see it in her face where she's kind of like, embarrassed. Yeah, she's using the same argument as Media Matters. I'm telling you, like, this is the woke right, yo. They try to say Bryson's the woke right. I don't know.
That. Secondly, you said you're a Catholic, which is cool.
I'm not looking at them. They're being sent to me.
I'm trying to help you.
I gotta tell you right now, I didn't see a whole lot of ads pop up on my Twitter timeline. I ain't never seen no waifu shit. We could sit here on my YouTube. I could go to every video. You could see the ads that pop up for me. You saw I got the political ad, right? Before this came on. I don't look at that shit. You ain't never gonna have that shit on my motherfucking machine. First of all, that shit put viruses on your computer. I learned that when I was 18 years old. And I'll never fucking look at porn on a computer again. Second of all, like, what the fuck? Where are your morals and standards? But you saw a waifu ad?
Right now. I'm trying to teach you a little
Yeah,
something.
you call women by calling them whores. You're not helping anybody. Get the fuck out. You're
I call women whores a lot when we're having sex. I'm like, a little whore. I say that all the time.
Biblical. Whores is biblical. The Bible explains to you what a whore is.
You're calling women all Mary Magdalene? Is that what you're doing? Oh, walk that back.
Is that true? Was Mary Magdalene a prostitute? Was she a prostitute?
Well, okay, I know you don't understand the Bible at all, but let me ask you a question. Do you think
you don't
all
either,
the
that there's a
photos
Trinity in there, you know? I know your cult doesn't understand that there's a Trinity, but there's a Trinity.
Hey, Josie, do you believe every photo in that calendar was modest? Do you believe every calendar in that every photo in that calendar was modest?
Wasn't.
I believe mine was modest, and I believe that you didn't like that very much.
I didn't say anything personally about your photo outside the cross, but do you believe because you supporting the whole calendar? Can you?
That's true. Bryson wasn't specifically talking about her photo. He was saying that you are selling a sex calendar, and this calendar features a cross. So, you know, the month of June has the cross in it, and the month of January got tits and ass. And he like, hold up, how do y'all put these two things together, right? So he never really came at her. It just seemed like she went full Karen and felt like she was attacked and turned victim. Matter of fact, where's my presentation from yesterday? Whoops. Remember I told y'all about the woke right? What I say come with the woke right? Victim mindset. Complaining. Sexual liberation. Remember we talked about this? Sexual liberation. That's what we're dealing with here. This is sexual liberation that they're promoting. So that's when they say he's woke right. I'm like, well, he can't be woke right because he's not pushing sexual liberation. He's pushing a form of conservatism where everybody else is pushing sexual liberation. And I don't agree with Bryson. Like, you know, the calendar's whatever to me. Like, you know, however, we all have agreed that that calendar is haram, would not be allowed in Hotepistan, right? However, it's the left that usually pushes sex. And there's a gray area, right? There's modest, there's a gray area, and then there's, you know, the debauched, lecherous shit that the left does, right? And that gray area is where this calendar sits. And what happens is once you hit that gray area, you're just, you know, a couple of commas away from becoming a full OnlyFans. It just comes down to how much money you're willing to take at that point.
Admit that there are immodest pictures in that calendar. That's all I want from you.
Yes, of course there are. Mine's not one of them.
That's a fair answer. Bryson, they agree.
Thank you so
agree.
much. Thank you so much for admitting.
Then we can come
and
together, Bryson. Why did you need me to confirm that for you? I don't understand.
Somebody in the chat, I'm looking at the chat here, and it says right here, Alex, stop letting her interrupt Bryson. Yeah, I didn't like the discourse either.
Because y'all have been like doing this capping all week. Can I ask you another question? Do you think a Christian imagery being in a collection of immodest photos, do you think that is righteous?
I think that I'm responsible for me and you're responsible for you.
But you've been promoting the entire calendar. You've been trying to sell the entire calendar. Nobody is selling a Josie picture.
Of course I am. It goes to a wonderful cause. You know how? No, what, Bryson? I want to thank you because you are the calendar salesman of the year.
That's true.
You have sold so many calendars for us.
Who's the grifter, Alex?
So many.
Who is the grifter?
Well, I think we're all grifters trying to get paid, trying to get laid. I mean.
Oh, I made a ton of money off this. Yeah, but
it was a huge reaction. They didn't have to react to Bryson, but
I didn't have
they used him as the catalyst for sales.
I didn't have to punch down at Bryson to do it. I didn't have to punch down at Bryson.
I don't think.
Hold on.
All I had to do was exist.
We're going to go to the phone lines in a minute. 202-596-5631. Text Hotep your name at 202-596-5631.
And a pretty calendar.
Alex, did Josie try to say that I support pedophilia because people that didn't even follow me posted pictures of her before she had plastic surgery or whatever that was?
You know that he doesn't support pedophilia.
I didn't have any plastic surgery. Are you kidding me? That's a
plastic surgery. Josie's hot. No, she didn't have any plastic surgery.
I never had any plastic surgery. If I had plastic surgery, my eyes would be upturned.
Excuse me.
They're not. They're downturned.
Excuse me.
So you can stop lying about that.
I didn't lie. I said or whatever that was.
Okay. Let's show some
had plastic surgery.
Let's try to be in the vintage. Let's not do personal attacks. Let's not do personal attacks.
As a Catholic, why are you promoting a calendar with immodest photos and allowing a Christian imagery to be a part of?
The Pope has transgenders for lunch, though, Bryson. So according to the Pope,
that's a beautiful picture. I have no issue promoting this.
According to the
She's
Pope,
beautiful. She's not on my page. She's not on my month. Riley's not on my month. Oh, Kim,
you already
look at that. You think Kim looks slutty?
You already admitted that there are immodest photos.
So
Josie, as a Catholic, why are you promoting a calendar with those things in it?
So you have ads that are immodest. Bryson, you have ads that are immodest all over your page. I've been sent them numerous times. Everybody's just sending me these ads of porn on your page. But would you say that you are less of a person because of the?
She doubled down on that.
Would you say that you're less of a person because you have the immodest ads on your page, or did that just happen to be there at the same time as you're talking on?
You know what's crazy is, Bryson goes into this the underdog. Like, if you watch this, you got to watch the chat. The chat is like, yo, holy shit, this woman is fake. This is what the chat's saying. Look, this guy, holy shit, he says, holy shit, she's slow. She's fake. She thinks Bryson's handpicking ads. She is mid. She really showed her fake. Like, she should have just left, yo. She should have just left, like, because Bryson was the underdog going into this presentation, and she made herself look bad.
Right.
Once again, you don't know how ads work, which is
and
fine.
there's also, I scroll down, I see something about Christ on your page, and then, the picture that I was sent has a picture of you talking, and then it has waifu.
Josie, you are actively promoting a calendar with photos that you already admitted is immodest. Included in these photos, you claim to be a Catholic. Including in these photos, you have a picture
you
with
can still be a Catholic, but Bryson,
there are prostitutes
let me just say this.
There are prostitutes in the Bible. If you promote the Bible, are you promoting immodest immaterial because there are prostitutes in the Bible?
The Bible talks down on whores.
No, not always. It gave Mary Magdalene a very important job, didn't it?
Oh my God! It never condoned her being a whore ever.
Yeah, she had a very, very important job. So she wasn't talked down upon. So there's whores in the Bible,
are talked down upon in the Bible.
You love the Bible. So are you immodest for participating in a Bible and talking about Jesus that also has whores in it?
I promote the Bible because it talks down on harlots. Have you talked down on the immodest photos?
Raised up on a platform, given a very important...
Bryson, you better than me, dog. I got to be honest with you. It's got to be the youth. I think that's what it is. I think it's because Bryson's younger than me. He handles these problems differently. Because, like, when I was Bryson's age, I probably would have handled this just like Bryson. But now I'm older, and I've run out of patience. I'm like at the end of my patience. I couldn't have been a part of this conversation. I would, like I said, me, I'd have been like, yo, I need to talk to your husband. Can I talk to your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your man? Do you have a man? Where's your man? I need to speak to your man. Let your man talk. I can't. And you guys know I have a rule about debating women. I had a Democrat woman come on this channel who we set up as a debate, and everybody watched and said, Hotep Jesus, you're a very patient, you're a very kind man. And it's because I don't debate women. So when I had that debate with her, I handled it like a conversation, and I was very respectful because I don't like slaughtering women. Men, you're going to get this debate work. Women, I'm telling you, Bryson, where's your husband?
Important job.
And they saying she a single mom. Does anybody see the correlation between debauched lechery and single mom? Like, isn't there like some crossover here? How many single moms is in the calendar? Somebody go give me that information right now. How many single moms are in the calendar? I got 3 so far.
Hotep, you're a genius. Hotep Jesus.
And I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying. How many single moms are there on this calendar? I'm just saying. No shots. I love Kim Klacik. That's my homegirl. I texted the other day. No shots. But where are the husbands? Huh? Where are the husbands? Somebody get me a count and tell me how many of the women on this calendar are single moms. And that'll just tell you a lot about our country and where we're headed. We don't want single moms. We want mom, dad, children.
Hey, Josie, I will pay you to find me a Bible scripture that is condoning the harlotry of Mary Magdalene. Show
I
me a
don't
Bible
want
verse.
your money. I don't want your money.
Okay, all right, guys. Let me cut you guys off. It looks like we're not going to come to agreement. I really would like to mend the fences. I would like to fix this. I think we can. I know that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but we've done crazier stuff, guys. And I'm telling you, I don't think Bryson, this is one thing I'd like to get out there. Bryson now has attacked you a little bit, which I didn't expect. I don't think he originally intended to attack you, Josie, and I know it felt like that way because I've been attacked online. But I do think that even if you did something immodest, Bryson might have judged you, I don't think...
So the most modestly dressed woman in the calendar is married. Sarah Gonzalez. Shout out to Sarah Gonzalez. Her and her husband. Just somebody tell me. Somebody said they bet 40% of the calendar are single moms. Yo, single moms should not be posing in no calendar, yo. I'm telling you right now, if you got kids, you should not be posing in no calendar. That shit is haram in Hotepistan. And again, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. That shit sound wild to me. And you know what the sad part is? What did she say in the beginning of this video? Let's go back to it. This is the last thing I'm gonna play right here. What did she say? Right here, listen.
Little titties! Ah!
Give some to Bryson, he needs it.
Oh my gosh, shots fired!
Right.
Bye.
I'm married and my wife doesn't dress like a horse. So
Oh my God, Bryson, shots fired! Jimmy, get them off the screen.
You're getting pimped by Seth over some beer so he can sell some beer. And then y'all claim y'all are doing something good.
Jimmy,
y'all are
stop.
giving 10%. Y'all are giving 10% to an organization.
Jimmy,
10%.
get him off the screen.
You have a boundaries issue.
Jimmy.
Why on earth, when a woman asks you to leave her alone, would you not leave her alone? That speaks to an absence of fatherhood, maybe. Did you have a dad growing up?
Right there. Did you have a father growing up? Where's the father of her kids? We're going to go to the phone lines. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. It's messy, man. It's messy. And the reason why I say it's messy is simply because I say it's messy simply because they talk so much shit about the black community and single motherhood in the black community. Then y'all put together a calendar of single moms. Somebody get them women some real jobs so they ain't got to sell their ass out here. Somebody get them women some real jobs. Y'all couldn't find no fucking single, without kids, women to be on this calendar? Or was it like I guess it was like I don't know, I guess it's like a right-wing grifter calendar. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand? You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
Goldstein on the line. What up, Goldstein, man? Happy Hotep Thursday.
Happy Hotep Thursday.
What you got for us today, man?
So never let it go unsaid that there's a such fucking thing as a call the cops ass bitch, right?
Yes.
You can usually see him from a mile away. And that bitch right there, you could probably see her from about 100 miles away. Because that's a call the cops ass bitch if I've ever seen one. The minute she gets hit over the head, you have a boundaries issue. Bitch, you broke the boundary. You brought your ass on that side of the fence, got kicked in your ass, and now all of a sudden you want to clutch pearls. Get your ass up out of here.
Yeah, it felt very Karenish. You're right. It felt very much like, she would call the cops. You're absolutely right on that. Yeah.
Yeah, she would. She's been hanging around with them weirdos for a little bit too long. The motherfuckers over there talking about, they spend all day talking about smoke detectors and dumb shit.
Yeah. Exactly. I see them. That's what they talk about, the smoke detectors.
But listen, at the end of the day, I'm sitting there watching that back and forth, and it just occurred to me that this is exactly why the kingdom of Satan will not stand. Because a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. And you got the whore debating with the false prophet. So that right there is a perfect example of why Satan's kingdom will ultimately collapse and God will prevail.
The whore and the false prophet?
Yeah. Exactly what that was.
I can't.
You saw the beast that's getting ready to devour the whore in Revelation. You've seen that right there. There's a personification of it right there. Rosie and her fucking crew is on the way out. Bryson and his crew is on the way in. But either way it goes, all of us are fucked. So
we're fucked.
So, I mean, listen, I know you're listening, Bryson, you blocking ass. I know you're listening. So listen up. If you ever want to debate me on this, what I'm about to say, Hotep Jesus is a great moderator.
This is true.
But his approach to all this shit with the calendar and why it backfired and blew up in his face and ended up selling more calendars than it should have. His approach recently with Ye, I might have violated my NDA, but I was with Ye in Tokyo. That shit.
Yeah.
Right. The publicity stunt that was.
Yeah.
To sell Ye albums and boost his profile in the process. All that shit. That is also demonic. Just as demonic as that motherfucking calendar. Right? Because it's based on deception. And your approach, it blew up in your face because it was an unbiblical approach.
Well, let me play devil's advocate really fast for Bryson, because I don't think he really cared about if the calendar sold more units. I don't think that was. I think Bryson accidentally stumbled into this thing. What to me it looked like was Bryson saw the calendar, he goes, "That's demonic," and he kind of forgets about it, and then everybody, turns into a Karen. That's what it looked like from my point of view.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it was. But at the end of the day, that's what you get for not following the biblical principles on how you approach these things.
Oh, you're saying the end result resulting in more debauchery being disseminated as opposed to less.
That's right. The spirit was not present in his approach because let's say, for instance, that they're not Christians. The Bible says, what business is it of mine to judge those outside of the church? God will judge those outside of the church. I am to judge those within it. Now, let's say, for instance, that they are a part of the church, and he views this as correcting fellow Christians. There's a specific protocol for that. And nowhere in that protocol does it say jump on Twitter and publicly do this. Why? because you see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up furthering the kingdom of Satan. Twitter is not the most holy of places last time I checked. So if we're disavowing shit, why not disavow that platform? Why not start getting out there on Christian versions of Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going to stick around on the biggest cesspool in social media and say we should not have dealings with evil? Why do you do this? It's called hypocrisy. So if you're going to be Super Bible guy, which is your whole grift, I get it. If you're going to be that guy, at least make the grifting less obvious and be that guy all the way. Get off of Twitter. Don't let your woman speak in church. Don't let any woman speak in church for that matter. Don't judge Christians in public. You know, pull them to the side. Hey, you're fucking up. If they don't listen, you, couple other people, hey, you're still fucking up. They don't listen still, you and the assembly, the church. If they don't listen, don't talk to them no more. Treat them as the heathen. Have no dealings with them. Until you start following that protocol, everything you touch is going to be uninspired by the Spirit. And it will have the potential to do exactly what happened with this calendar.
All right. Well, Bryson's in the chat. Bryson wants to call in, so we're gonna hear from Bryson. The chat is calling for a debate. When I talk to Bryson, we'll see if he obliges. Maybe we can set up one of our infamous debates on this channel, and we can debate this. I guess I don't know what I would title it. Is Bryson a false prophet, or calendar gate? I don't know. We'll figure something out.
All righty.
Anything on the Epstein?
That shit is a bigger distraction, right, than this school shooting that just happened. Right?
Big facts.
People are saying, well, the school shooting is detracting from that. No, it's not. The school shooting, if anything, is going to lend credibility to the list because you see how people are reacting. Oh, look, the list got to be something. There's got to be something there. Now they're doing school shootings to cover. Nah, doesn't work that way.
Now we got ISIS is trending. They got a name of the shooter for the shooting. Wow, this is crazy. All the distractions is out today.
Yeah, I ain't got shit to say about Epstein. I don't want them at my door.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, let me call Bryson. Hold on a second. It should be in. Bryson, call back in. I can't find your number here. I know I saw the missed call. Bryson, go ahead and hit that number. Call in. Let's talk to Bryson. Let's see. Let's talk to Bryson about what Goldstein said, and let's talk to him about what's Tanai and Haram saying? We need to start a housewife conservative OnlyFans page. Tanai said the conservative housewives been busting it, been the main ones busting it open.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Listen, I cannot tell the difference between the left and the right anymore. Tanai said, given
call from.
Tanai said, giving Mary Magdalene an important job is an insane statement. Bryson, what's up, yo?
I just wanted to come on here and help Goldstein out, just like I attempted to help Josie out, because I find it that a lot of people talk about the Bible, they're ignorant. Goldstein, he brought up verses to you, but if you notice, he didn't give you the chapter and verse. So I'm going to help him out and correct him. But
he didn't give us what?
So, he didn't give y'all chapter and verse. He told you about the protocol that was referring to Matthew 18. He probably didn't know that. And then the first thing he said was referring to 1 Corinthians 5. He doesn't know that probably. So I'm going to help, but it's okay. I'm here to help.
Okay.
I'm not a free guy.
But you said, but first what?
I'm saying let's start with Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11.
Hold on. I want to bring it up on the screen so everybody can follow along. Yeah. Ephesians.
Please.
Ephesians
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5?
Chapter 5, yes, sir. Verse 11.
5:11. All right.
Yeah.
Does it matter what translation we use?
Don't matter. Pull anyone up.
All right. We got it right here. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them.
Rather do what?
It says rather expose them.
Oh man. I'm gonna tell you one more before I get to the verses that Goldstein brought up. Can we do Ezekiel chapter 3 verses 18 through 19?
Okay. Ezekiel. What?
Yes, sir. Chapter 3. Verses 18 through 19.
Hold on. I'm over here trying to spell ecclesiastics.
Nah, you could.
Ezekiel what?
Chapter 3, verses 18 through 19.
18 through 19?
Yes, sir.
If I say to the wicked, you shall surely die, and you give them no warning, and you do not speak to warn the wicked from their wicked way in order to save their life, those wicked persons shall die for their iniquity, but their blood I will require at your hand. This is These are the words of Ezekiel, the prophet Ezekiel.
Yeah, but it was God. It was God talking though. It says, "If I say to the wicked," that's referring to God talking. If I say to the wicked, "You shall surely die," and you give them no warning, then their blood I will require from your hand. But when you continue, it says, "But if you do warn them, and they
warn the wicked, and they do not turn from their wickedness or from their wicked way, they shall die for their iniquity. But you have saved your life." Again, if the righteous turn from their righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay stumbling block before them, they shall die because you have not warned them. They shall die for their sin and their righteous deeds. I see where you're going here.
That's just to prove that I came at this from a clearly biblical perspective. But now let's get to Hotep Goldstein. He was referring to 1 Corinthians 5.
Okay.
And 1 Corinthians 5 lays out is where Hotep Goldstein said, what business do I have judging somebody outside of the church? Now, this is funny because Seth claims to be Christian. Josie claims to be Christian. Matter of fact, the majority of the people on that calendar claim to be Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So I am judging inside the church, but I find him quoting 1 Corinthians 5 to be beautiful. Now we're about to get to debunking him.
It says, 1 Corinthians 5, just to make sure I'm in the right spot, for in every way you have been enriched in him in speech and knowledge of every kind?
Yeah, but you got to go down, talk about the divisions in the church.
I see the divisions in the church. Okay.
Yeah. And then it tells you, it's what Hotep Goldstein was quoting when he said, you have to judge people inside the church. So if you go down, Paul says, I have written to you, I'm going off memory, so I can't get it exactly right, but I have written to you not to judge what do you have to do with people outside the church, but inside the church. It's way later on in the chapter.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so this is 1 Corinthians. That's the first book of Corinthians, and this is the second book of Corinthians. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how do you interpret that Bible quote Goldstein brought up?
Oh, he quoted it correctly. He just used it in the wrong way because I don't think he really understands what he's talking about. But if you read it, it's telling you how to judge people in the church, and it's telling you to remove them from the church. If you start at verse 9 in 1 Corinthians 5, and it said, "I did not at all mean with the sexually more people of this world." And it said, I talk about people that are so-called brothers, right? And it tells you to remove them from the church. So he is quoting 1 Corinthians 5 and talking about and referencing 1 Corinthians 5, but the issue is you're supposed to call the people that claim to be a part of the church. Josie had a literal crucifix, and she has explicitly stated that she was a Catholic. So he claimed I didn't do it correctly. He's wrong. She doesn't claim to be an atheist. She doesn't claim to be outside the body. She claims to be inside of the church. So that's another thing. Then the second thing he was trying to reference when he said there was a protocol on how you're supposed to call out sin, but I'm not gonna really blame him for this. This is a common misinterpretation from Christians. But he was referring to Matthew 18, talking about at first you're supposed to do it in private, then you bring 2 or 3 witnesses, then you bring the church, and then you treat them like the heathen or the Gentile or the tax collector, which is what he's referencing, and that is Matthew 18, starting at verse 15.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it now. Yep.
Yeah, the issue with him, the issue with this is they didn't sin against somebody personally. This the protocol is if somebody sins against you. You know what I'm saying? That's the protocol. Somebody sins against you. They are sinning publicly. That's the difference. This is not a private matter. And these people have large followings, placing stumbling blocks in front of hundreds of thousands. Actually, if you count all their followers up, it's probably millions of people. You know what I'm saying? So this once again, I'm glad that he's starting to read the Bible more, because these are not common things that most Christians know about. So I am happy that Ghislaine is starting to do that. He will never admit it, but him joining my space is probably inspiring him to do that. But he's just misusing the verses. But I'm not upset at him at all. And I did block him, just to be clear. But also he brought up the Kanye thing, right?
Yeah.
Once again, so I can't give out too much information, but when I was with Kanye, he was on like my vibe. Like we was talking about repentance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about real biblical things. He said everything was about God. He changed titles to songs to Bible verses when I was with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He made literally my job while I was there is to write. But like you don't write by yourself. He works with like 15 different people at once. It was me and 2 other writers, Quentin Miller and Ruga. And Ty Dolla $ign, he did everything. Like he was just a person that did everything. And when we was working on music, he was like to make sure everything is in line biblically. Like it doesn't have to be like a Bible thumper verse,
right?
But just make sure nothing is going against. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? And then me to add the Christian twang, the flat out Christian twang to it.
Okay.
So this was my experience. This wasn't that long ago. This was July, right? This was not that long ago. So when I see him come out with this type of stuff and I see him post these pictures of his wife, I was like more disappointed than I was in a regular situation, because like the calendar, like you said, I didn't really care about the calendar. I just called it demonic, like I call anything else demonic. But I feel like this situation with Ye was more like personal, because I was there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and if anybody knows anything about Ye, he's just not giving out his personal number. That's not how it works. If you're with him in the studio session, you're talking to him. So, like, I was in Tokyo for 6 days, but he was only really in the studio with us 3 days. I just spent a lot of time with him over them 3 days because he was impressed by me studying the Bible. And, of course, I went in for Bryson mode. My hat said repent. My shirt said make America straight again. Like, I went full Bryson mode. And so it sparked conversation. And so like, Kanye is an inventor. If you ask anybody around Kanye, he likes to talk, he likes to rant. Which was cool to me, because it's Ye. I'm like, talk away.
Right.
But yeah. So I don't have his personal number. That's never been how it works. You talk to somebody.
So
like he has a middle person.
So I get what you're saying. You're saying that there is no way for you to reach out and talk to him directly and say, "Yo, I don't fuck with this shit." So I think a bit of my initial apprehension, I think I get it now that I spoke to you, but I was like, why did you have to mention Tokyo? And I think it's because you wanted it to make it clear that you specifically spoke to him about being biblical. So you guys had a biblical relationship, which is why that's a break. Am I covering that correctly?
Yeah. Because I didn't want it to look like I was just trying to pile on Ye or something like that. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of me mentioning Tokyo was like so people know that like I have a personal connection to why I'm saying this. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't. If anybody read it, I wasn't even ragging on Kanye or nothing like that. It was like I'm actually like disappointed. So it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to mention that so people understand the context.
Okay. Got you. The chat wants to know why you blocked Goldstein.
Because I don't know if I have this effect on people, but when people get angry at me on Twitter, it becomes this thing where like I can tweet like I will tweet like I'm about to play Fortnite, or I'll tweet like I'm making a song, like some just random, and they'll comment something irrelevant because they're so angry at whatever they were angry about 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody does that too much, you know what I'm saying? I try to help them out. Like, okay, you need a break. You need a break from me. You need a break from me. I'm not joking either, because it's like clearly you're too upset at me. And so I'll block somebody. But like I'll unblock people all the time. Somebody actually DM'd me to unblock Hotep Goldstein the other day.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know. I saw him in Hotep Jesus chat. It seemed like he's still in his he's just very angry at me. And it seems like he's still very.
I think the only way we can clear this up is if we set up a debate.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. I would love to go over the Bible, what he claims I'm doing wrong, and let's see if he has it in a correct context. Like Hotep Goldstein, listen, bro, like, I'm not saying it's a brag, because I talk to people that know the Bible more than me, but I'm not, come on, man. When it comes to the Bible, bro, this, you know, I study it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm never gonna do anything from an unbiblical way. That's why you haven't seen me lying on Josie just for no reason. That's why y'all don't see me doing weird stuff. No, I'm keeping everything biblical in line. I'm making sure I'm not getting angry at people. And I try to keep things like godly. People are just upset because I'm direct when I talk.
Goldstein says it's not anger, it's just righteous indignation. And I think he wants better for you. I think, you know, he's got a genuine interest in seeing you do the right thing. And I think watching you guys hash it out in debate, I think you guys would come to common ground at the end of that. And I would love to see the collaboration between you two titans going forward. So yeah, let's figure out a date.
Yeah, we can debate literally anytime. It can be in 20 minutes for all I care. But I disagree that he is genuine. I've had Hotep Goldstein on many of my spaces. He's never talked about the Bible until I started talking about it. So it's not like he's a person knowledgeable in the scriptures and coming at it from a genuine way. He, even in this situation, he understands the girl is wrong, but he still found a way to attack me. That's proof of anger. That's not genuine. Because I would never do that. I wouldn't lie on somebody or try to attack them in a situation where I think, you know what I'm saying, they're clearly right. I'll just simply say they're right or whatever.
Well, he attacked both of you. He called her a whore and he called you a false prophet.
A false prophet, and then use two Bible verses out of context, and the Bible verse actually proves my point. So again, he's not genuine. It's he's angry. He's upset because I blocked him. It's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. It's really okay. But we can debate. We can debate literally. I don't really care as long as I'm not busy.
What's your religion?
Yeah,
because I saw like they said you had a Jewish wedding.
Yeah, so I'm a Christian, but I view myself as a first century Christian. So I'm Torah observant, and that's not popular amongst Christians. So
is your Sabbath on Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow! So you're like a hybrid between a Hebrew Israelite and a Christian.
You can say that, but you know, a lot of Hebrew Israelites, they like very everything is based on race for them.
Right.
And let me be clear. I also think the only thing I like about Hebrew Israelites is they study the Bible.
Right.
And I respect people that actually get in there and study. I've seen them in real life. Like, they are very well studied. I think they're just I think they view everything solely from a racial lens, which is what I can't get down with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they definitely do. That is true. Are you learning Hebrew language?
Yeah, Hebrew is kind of hard.
It is.
I know a few rabbis that told me it was very easy. I mean, I know some things, so like I know like what Hebrew words mean what, but until I'm at the point to where I can like read the Bible in Hebrew, it's nothing to brag about. I'm nothing until I can do that.
Last question, controversial question. Are you a Zionist?
Heck no. What?
Okay. Okay. I gotta ask the questions that the people want the answers to. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I understand, and a few people say this. I'm gonna find it funny. People say this because they get confused. If anybody researches if anybody goes to my Wikipedia, I got kicked off the BBC for them claiming I was anti-Semitic, like off the rate live. I got kicked off live during a radio interview with the BBC because they claimed I was anti-Semitic. I'm a fact guy, so it's like, are all companies owned? Let me try to say something that's not gonna get you kicked off. Are all companies owned by a specific group? Yes, but there is a difference because most of them people that own it are secular of that group. They're not like actual. They're not actual like people that follow the religion.
Right.
You know, so like Sam Harris, who's one of the most popular atheists, he's also a Jew, but he doesn't believe in God.
Yeah,
you know
he's definitely a Molochian.
So this is what I'm saying. A lot of people don't understand that distinction because when they hear Jew, they think they just put them all in one box.
Right.
But really, you have secular Jews who are basically atheists. They just think they're Jew by blood, and then you have Orthodox Jews, which fully religious. You have conservative Jews, a little less so. You have, you know what I'm saying. So a lot of people. So I just separate them because that's the honest way to do it.
So it says here he began discussing Jewish businessmen Lucian Grange of Sony Music and Michael Linton of Warner Music as proof that Jews controlled the music industry, leading to the host of the radio show ending the call and issuing an apology to the viewers.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I always got the receipts, bro.
Hey, Bryson, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to reach out to get that debate scheduled. I can't wait to learn more about the Bible.
All right, bet, bro.
All right, Hotep and Bill. Bryson Gray on the check-in. Another spicy show. Another spicy show. Hey, can I get some appreciation? $sign Hotep Jesus for bringing you this classic content. I'm going to shout you out right now if you cash at me. Oh, sweet. My dude got the prototype for his chessboard. That's sweet. Or, you know, send a super chat over on YouTube. Let's talk to Jonah. Jonah, call in. Let me talk to Jonah. YouTube super chat, what do they call them? Rants or Rumble? Send some Rumble money, you know, Rumble dollars, Rumble rupees. You know, drop some money in my bank account, please, for bringing you this fucking amazing content. Jonah, Your Locals has Better From Me just before Christmas with maps showing Biden Island and Epstein Island, also the Disney Cruise Line stop. Yeah, go subscribe to my Locals, hotepjesus.locals.com. Jonah be dropping all that Illuminati shit in there for all the people that want to go down rabbit holes. Join my community. Troublemaker Jonah, trafficking, yes. The XXX is the PG DNA database. Only serves one purpose, selection, but I already recorded on this. Cassius Cam, thank you. Say any amount of time arguing with the woman is too long. Yeah. That was my only pushback with Bryson. He should have just said, yo, where's your husband? And then that argument would have got worse. Now that I'm thinking about it. Steph Colonel sending in the cash on Cash App. Thank you, Steph Colonel. Thank you, Steph Colonel, for massaging my Cash App. Pause. Jonah, what you got for us, man?
Okay, you know I never do this.
What's that?
But you gotta go and hit all my trauma as a child. So first off, she's a ginger. No better. She's a ginger.
What does that mean?
Man, my entire family is ginger. It's like every fucking woman in my family is a ginger. If you've ever dealt with a ginger female, you know exactly what's going on.
What's going on?
Second,
you got to fill me in on black. I don't know. They're all what?
They're all crazy as fuck.
Oh, they're
really crazy as fuck.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Melissa Sisk is a ginger, and she's cool as shit.
Or maybe in public.
What else you got, Jonah?
Hey, there's a reason that the English decided to make ginger and the other 6-letter word with the same six. You know, well, I'm just saying they feel the same about both of us, right? The English, but I feel the same about the English and fucking worshiping.
They did call them potato niggas at one point.
Oh, I know. Anyway, yeah, and then On Bryson, like, again, too, because we're hitting all my traumas right now, and, I never do this, but I'm going to have to. Why does he care about an idol when the Bible tells you not to have idols? So, I mean, he's got more ground to stand on if he's saying that you shouldn't even have that idol on the wall, rather than, and now he might not think that the cross is an idol, but again, too, it really is, because it says no image above or below or whatever. And I haven't been to church forever, but, I mean, that's just me. That's the way I interpret idols. So that's a better argument to say, hey, you shouldn't have the idol there because it tells you not to have an idol. But anyways, we're done with my traumas.
Shots fired. Lord have mercy. Keep going.
No shots fired. I'm just dealing with my traumas,
All right. Keep going.
I had to go with both of them, right? Because like literally they both had to do, I'm not going into my childhood. Fuck all that shit. But anyways, that Epstein stuff. Man, this is a Ghislaine civil suit.
Yes.
It's documents that were already released and then sealed.
Yes.
Like, they added 6 new names. I'll tell you what. My tweet that you or whatever quote tweeted earlier today is better than anything on that Epstein list.
You said what tweet?
The tweet that you quote tweeted of mine earlier today. No. Oh, the Chase too. Like, if we're gonna go talk about the Chase stuff, he got a $300 million fine. He got a $300 million tax break, and that's also in the locals that I posted. He got a $300 million tax break for his DNA database company.
Damn.
Yeah. So I mean, the fine was them just getting the tax that they already gave him a break on. So
ain't that some shit?
Now.
What else you got?
So the
give me some deep Illuminati conspiracy shit, man. What's up with Prince Andrew, man?
Oh, who cares about that? You know how I feel about that family.
Yeah.
I'm Irish.
Yeah.
And she's a descendant of Muhammad, right? Or he's the shaved chimpanzee with Down syndrome. His brother. Literally, look at his brother. The one that's wearing the crown right now. He is a shaved chimpanzee with the Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, no, like I say, I'm more interested in like that tweet. I mean, like I said, where's these 2 cities of Los Angeles that are supposed to be in the USA that just aren't there? It's the alkaline hydrolysis, or maybe the media just keeps telling whoppers to get everyone distracted and riled up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, yeah. So this whole thing with man, I don't care about Ghislaine. That's exactly what she was, a Ghislaine. What?
Nothing, man.
But no. Anyways, if you go to your locals, I put the map there. Like, man, even when people talk about the flight logs, right?
Yeah.
So they fly into the main Virgin Islands, and they go over to the island that Biden's family owned up until 2013 when they sold it to a PAC. And then they just take a boat over, right? It's like a 25-minute boat ride or whatever. So even then, who gives a fuck? If you go on right now, and I'll tell you what, if you go on right now and type in Epstein and Doomsday, he was doing government-approved doomsday conventions on his island. He was running Disney Cruise Lines through his island. He was an agent for 4 or 5 different countries, at least the USA, Israel, and UK. So, yeah, he was in with everyone because that's how you have an agent. You put them in with everyone.
It says here, Jeffrey Epstein, science philanthropist, organizes global doomsday conference. April 5th, 2012.
Yeah. Hawking was there, like all the top scientists.
Yeah, all the top scientists are here. I see that Marvin Minsky. This is from the thing as well.
I already recorded on all of this too, right? Because that's actually now then too. Oh man, if you type in the other one, that's great. Is if you go to if you type in Epstein list universities, They actually had a list of universities based on how much money he gave them. This was like a known fact when he was alive. And like the man, like Harvard, he had the office in Harvard in the evolutionary
Damn.
Yeah, the list.
Hold up, we got it right here. Hold on. Jeffrey Epstein ranking of university funding, Pecunia Veritas, Versitas, whatever that means. I'm sorry, some Latin I don't understand. Harvard got the most.
Yeah.
18.6 million. MIT, 8 million. Ohio State University, 5 million. Arizona State, Princeton, Santa Fe, Rutgers, Stockholm, Columbia, University of Mexico, Stanford. It's 11 universities, well-known universities. These are like Ivy League. Damn.
Yeah. Now, the other thing about him too, right, is again too, if you have to search real hard and probably pull up the Yandex to find out that he actually had a DNA database, which was actually registered, and that's what he got his tax break on in the Virgin Islands. What good is a DNA database for? Find donor recipients, matches. That's about it. So, what do you think he needs to find donor matches for? Oh, the same people that are with those children. So yeah, like the fact that they're telling you about that portion of it, that means that's the limited hangout because they don't want you looking at the really other shit. It's exactly what they called I think it was I want to say James Dean, but I think it's John Dean who in the Nixon White House. That's where the limited hangout term comes from. When he talks about, let's do a limited hangout where you basically give enough. I always say a limited hangout is like when you're going out to fuck your wife's sister, but do you tell her you're going to see your buddy that she hates because you know you're getting shit either way, but one's manageable, one's not. So that's basically what they do, So looking at this stuff, you're already like, man, you're already just falling for that's how they are. That's how these people. I'm gonna call you out on one thing yesterday. Stop calling the Romans white. They're not.
What are they?
The Romans?
Yeah.
They're most of them are actually Carthaginian or whatever, Phoenician, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Really? So basically, if you actually go back and look, basically again too, that's why I said with Hannibal, who gives a fuck about him because he's a banking hero. The banking cabal, they used the myth of Hannibal to give a reason to burn the entire city down, erase their entire history, and then they moved on to Rome and they took over. I can actually give you a good book about how you can actually see the fact that like the last 150 years or so before they went and just blended into the Catholic Church, which into is the Antichrist, the Holy See there, Right. But that's a whole other story. But and then they also converted to the Byzantine Empire with Justinian. But yeah, no. The Romans that they created this society are all Carthaginians, which would go back to as far as I could track them back, it's back to the Hittites.
Yeah.
But
all right, that's enough, man. You'll get my channel banned if you say any more.
Okay. The one thing that I told you about that I already sent it to you. It's in your DMs, but it's that Hunter cocksucker that I was talking about earlier today.
Yeah.
He's got something in there that totally hits with it totally hits with everything going on in the world today, and it's so blatantly obvious. You'll see it when you read it.
All right, say less.
Okay.
All right, Hotep and Bill. You know Jonah gonna have the receipts. Cannon, call in. Let's talk to Cannon. I see Cannon waiting in the wing. We're gonna get to you next. So my Cash Appers, shout out to my Cash Appers. Appreciate you for holding down the channel. D's Nuts, appreciate you for the Cash App. Thomas Lafont, well, let me not say the last name. Thomas, thank you for the Cash App. Jason, thank you for the Cash App. And Black Market Nick, thank you for the Cash App. Tanya, thank you for the super chat. Can't wait for the debate /Bible study. That's going to be a fiery debate. Oh, I can't wait for that. Goldstein versus Bryson Gray. I'm so happy this is finally happening. I am so happy this is finally happening. Descendant of Loki, 10 Hotep Jesus memberships gifted. You are now listening to the Descendant of Loki segment of this show. Shout out to the Descendant of Loki. Bryson Gray with the $50 super chat. That's love. Appreciate you, Bryson. He said, I got to pop out. Stay blessed. Stay blessed, man. Francisco Sanchez Jr. with the $50 super chat. He says, spend your 70% on whatever you want, HJ. Keep the mind clear, the heart sturdy, and the body clean. Listen, I don't know if you know anything about me, but I'm cheaper than the Jew. Am I allowed to say that? I am cheap as shit. So everything that you guys donate to this channel gets reinvested some way, somehow. So I appreciate you. I'm not out here buying extravagant gifts and cars and all this shit. No. Reinvested either back into me or the kids, my kids. Appreciate you. Wanted to make that very clear. Pan Afro with the $50. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That's big boy money right there. That's big boy money coming in right now. Y'all need to take notes, man. Big boy money coming in. Keep an open discourse, conservative. Salute, Hotep. We got to. We got to do that. We got to open the discourse up, and nobody moderates a debate better than me, so I got to step up to the plate. I got to make it happen for the people, okay? Jabaria Judah. Member for 9 months. He said, I'm glad nobody grifted off of Bryson meeting Ye. Yeah, that would have been wild. Matt Earth Theory. $50 super chat. Oh, my God. Yo, man, y'all going to make me cry. Y'all finna make a Hotep cry. Now, because he dropped $50, I got to read this. He says Tim Pool's gay. That's what it says. I'm not calling Tim Pool gay. Matt Earth Theory said Tim Pool gay. I didn't say it. That's what the super chat says. Tim Pool, I'm sorry. Please sponsor the Grifties if you can. Cannon, what's up, yo?
Nothing out here trying to put this EMP shield in my truck, getting ready for the apocalypse.
Oh, that's what you need to do. See, this is what you call prepping. This is what Hoteps do. He got an EMP shield.
Yeah, boy, make sure my truck start when the lights go out. Gosh dang it.
Oh, I love that.
Jeez.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that was shit. Yo, Bryson, I like Bryson, yo. My wife be banging his music. I be banging his music. He awesome. Sometimes I think he got with the equivalent of that, they call it Hotep rage.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he goes super hard, but, then it may level out sometime in the future, you know what I mean? But he ain't wrong about what he's saying, The way I looked at that whole calendar thing is in comparison to the debauchery we see on social media every day. That shit was just vanilla, you know what I mean? Compared to the shit that we get. Like what we say the other day, you got women on threads, breastfeeding their kid to get attention. Titties out, everything out, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the stuff we see on social media, that calendar was completely, a non-issue. But I get where you're coming from.
I agree.
I get where you're coming from with it.
I agree.
You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
In the grand scheme, it's a nothing. It's a nothing.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, but I understand it, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's how you feel. He wasn't trying to blaspheme the woman and like, I damn you to hell. Like, he wasn't doing none of that. You know what I mean? He made a one-off comment and people went wild with it. When I heard it, I thought that like this was like you had a horde of conservatives feeling that way. And I'm like, what? But there's just a one-off. And I'm like, okay, I get it now.
They basically pulled a Karen. They basically pulled a feminist Karen stunt.
And he's right. He's right about what he was saying, But like I said, to each his own. Everybody looks at it differently. I looked at it like, well, it ain't nowhere close to the shit that I see on social media every goddamn day that I don't want to see. On Twitter, what happened? Somebody might follow you. You go click on the page that's following you, and she's sucking dick. That's her pin tweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, God damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, the calendar was nothing in the grand scheme of things. But the Epstein stuff,
I told y'all it was going to be a distraction. I told y'all they was going to go back to the flight list. They were going to start speculating about Donnie T. I told y'all that Clinton was just a carrot to dangle. We already knew about Dershowitz. We already knew about the people that they putting out there. We knew about what's David Copperfield. We knew that already. We knew it. It's a nothing burger. It's a distraction from something else, and that's what it's going to be. They're going to slow roll it and disseminate stuff throughout the weekend. Meanwhile, some shit really going to go down. You know what I mean? That's how I seen it. I was like, yo, it's nothing, and it turned out to be nothing. Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to release this.
If you don't got the tapes, you ain't got a case. So it's like, even if they were there on that island, what they going to say? Yeah, I was there, but I ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
I just got a massage. And the massage probably a euphemism for rubbing tug or something, but I just got a massage. I ain't do nothing. I was just there, you had a party, I went, and
right.
If you ain't got no tapes, you can't prove it. And I would argue to say that them tapes has been in the custody of somebody's agency since the tape was made, because I think he was an agent from Jump Street. I think Ghislaine Maxwell was the mastermind or the handler, because before Epstein, it was her father that was doing that. Robert Maxwell was doing it first. And they found him dead, butt naked, floating in the river in Italy next to his boat. But she's still here, and she carried on whatever he was doing. I think she's the mastermind. I think she was the one that was calling the shots. He was the one that was supposed to be out there as the face. The island, the ranch, the Manhattan house, the Palm Beach house, the plane, that all belonged to some foreign faction or some alphabet agency. None of that money was his. His whole job was to get people in compromising situations, just in case they needed them to do something.
That's what it looks. That's definitely what it looks like.
Yeah, and if they bucked the system or they gave some pushback, he'd be like, "This you? Did you? Huh? I sure hate, because back in the day, what was it, yo? You cheat on your wife, it was like that was like the worst that the public could see or whatever, right? Now that's kind of like, oh, okay, people just like, it happened. You know what I mean? Now it's, what's the worst thing? Messing with kids.
What's up with this shooter? I'm looking at this information about this shooter. I'm just glad he didn't have a AR-15.
Yeah, see, I've been letting it breathe for a little bit. Like I reported on it earlier when it first happened, just saying, what they were giving out.
Yeah.
That's when I seen your boy Alex Stein 99 in the background photo bombing.
Yeah, I'm about to pull that shit up next.
But in the beginning they were saying they identified the shooter, but they wasn't going to name the person or show a picture. They said that 2 kids were confirmed, or 2 persons were confirmed with gunshot wounds that were taken to the hospital. They said it was multiple casualties, but they wouldn't say how many casualties it was. Now on Twitter, people was, at me like, yo, this is the person right here. And I see this, I guess it's a dude with glasses and some long hair, and it's supposed to have like a rainbow flag in his TikTok bio, and the TikTok done been scrubbed, and apparently he said something prior to the shooting. But I've been letting it breathe for a little bit, because you know what happens when you start running with stuff and you start reporting stuff, the very next day you could be dead ass wrong on what was really going on. So
absolutely,
I've been like holding tight right now.
So you basically what you're saying is you have some morals and standards.
I got morals and standards, and I don't want to start running with it. Exactly. I don't want to start running with a story and I be dead ass wrong and I got to walk that shit back. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
And it's very rare I got to walk something back if I ever got to walk anything back, but I don't want to start now.
Right.
So I reported on it, said what we knew, the facts, but I'm gonna let it breathe for a day or two,
Yeah.
And then we'll revisit it. I'm not that hard up for the grift,
right?
To be out there putting it out there. So I just think it was crazy. But like I was telling people, I'm like, you had Vivek was there yesterday, right, doing some kind of town hall or something. Then you got the Iowa caucuses happening in 10 days. And then we just so happened to have this event.
Right. I remember somebody said that last year. Yeah.
So that's interesting to me. It's really interesting. It don't sound like a coincidence. Full 10, full kufi on tight. It don't sound like a coincidence, man. And I hate when they use us as cannon fodder. Cannon fodder, man. They're using us as collateral damage to push a narrative.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the sad thing. And then you had, because right before this, New Year's Day, 12:50 in the morning, somebody had a car bomb in Rochester, New York. That shit went off. at a rock concert, you didn't really say nothing about it. They were talking about this Epstein shit. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. Well,
the tail wagging the dog right now.
Here's the thing. There's a couple of things that I look for in the new year. Number one is the first celebrity death. Today we got Mary Poppins, so I was looking out for that, right? The second one is just pure fuckery, right? It seems like every year, the new year, it just starts off with pure fuckery. Like the media's like, let's start the year off getting our coins. So I'm not surprised at the developments we're seeing now.
Yeah, so like I said, guys, like I said it before, those distractions gonna get more frequent and frequent.
Yeah.
What you say, yo, it's an election year, y'all better get low.
Better get low.
Better get low. Keep your head on the swivel. Stay out of harm's way. Stay in the house. You know what I mean? Because you never know when one of these events could happen around you. You know what I mean? That's why I stay strapped, and I ain't missing, goddammit.
Right.
You know, and salute to Bryson. I listen. Like I said, I like the album. You know, I played this song. The Way, the Truth, and the Light. I played it on the stream. That shit go hard.
Yeah.
Pause. I'm sorry. I know it's a gospel song. So let me stop cussing. That song go hard. That song go hard. But I get what he was saying about the calendar. I agree. But like I said, in the grand scheme of things, it's not what we be seeing on social media that I would call demonistic and debaucherous.
Yeah.
And with that being said, salute to Kim K because she's sending me my signed copy.
I just wish they had it in the bikini. That's all I wish. If he's gonna do it all the way. Why you ain't let her get half naked? You know what I'm saying? I want to see the chocolate.
She could have had 2 pages. Sinclair had 2 pages. They could have gave her 2 pages. 12 months. I ain't see 12 chicks.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Just saying. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you got more people to get to, yo. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Can of Hotep will be at the Grifties. Make sure you get your tickets to Grifties, grifties.com. Bryson's great dad reaches out to the redheaded libertarian. He says, as Bryson Gray's dad, I find it appalling you would insult us for teaching our son that a woman should not exploit herself for money. Would you want your daughter exploiting herself? It is about the messages being sent to our children. Privately, do what you want. It's a good message. I'm surprised he didn't say nothing about the fact that she said, he ain't got no daddy.
We're here in Perry, Iowa, at the scene.
So the reason why I believe he was there is because he was meeting with Vivek.
Of a school shooting at Perry High School and Middle School. A very sad situation.
Any details, guys? Any deaths or anything that y'all know about?
We're here at the scene. We've heard conflicting reports that people have been shot. We've also heard reports that there have been nobody that's been shot. So we're kind of...
Oh, somebody's been shot. Let me just walk towards there.
In limbo, waiting to find out what actually happened here in Perry, Iowa. It's a sad situation regardless. But we'll keep you up to date on what's happening out here in Iowa. Thoughts and prayers for the victims of this terrible tragedy.
Yo, Alex Jones, Grifter of the Year, 2023 Grifter of the Year. Did I say Alex Jones? I meant to say Alex Stein. My bad. Let's go to the next tape. Breaking, TikTok has scrubbed an account that allegedly belonged to the Perry High School shooting suspect, Dylan Butler. Yo, what's up with these motherfuckers named Dylan? Dylan Roof, Dylan Butler. I got a Dylan Roof tweet in the Grift bag, surprisingly. Luckily, I captured a screen recording of the account before it's taken down. The account was named Took Too Much and featured a pride flag in the bio. The person who owned the account appeared to be a loser, mentally ill, druggy. He was also in a pretend gunfight with one of his friends in one of the videos. Now here's the thing. This is weak sauce. This is weak sauce reporting by Colin Rugg here. No offense, Colin. This is weak sauce. We definitely condone fake gunfights with your friends. Kids, we grew up on this. So, show us the real goods, the stuff we need for political advantage. Like this motherfucker taking hormone blockers or some shit. We supposed to be pro two-way and you over here talking about him and the guns. What's in here? What the fuck? So yeah, so obviously I don't want to look at what's on this kid's account because, well, he's a weirdo and I don't like weirdos. What's this video? I guess this is him. Her.
It's a Louis
It.
Vuitton backpack and it's unisex. Question: does the devil wear?
Okay. I don't know. Like, yeah, this is kind of weird. Benny Johnson. This is the TikTok account of the individual who has been identified. All right. Okay, so there is something on the account here. Love your trans kids. So maybe this person was trans or trans sympathetic. So the shooter injured 3, then took his own life. Prayers to the victims. He was an LGBT activist with obvious mental illness. So maybe he's not a trans person. Maybe he's just a trans sympathist, like I mentioned. Anyway, let's go back to the phone calls. Let's talk to Kane really fast. I don't know who this Kane guy is. Let's talk to Kane. Kane, call in. Kane, please call. Let's hear from Kane. I had another Cash Apper. V, shout out to V. Thank you for the Cash App. You are appreciated. Descending to Loki with another 10 Hotep Jesus memberships. Welcome to the Descending to Loki segment of the show. You the man, bro. You the man, bro. Here go Kane right here.
Call from
Kane.
Kane, welcome to the Descending to Loki show. What's up? What's on your mind, man? What you got for us today?
Oh, peace. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. What you got for us?
I wanted to talk. I was happy that you were talking about the Chase Bank situation.
Yeah.
And how no one's really talking about the real issue about who's funding all of this. And
yeah.
Where's the money going? Because that's what really leads to all of this is the money.
Right.
And I wanted to ask, have you ever heard of Whitney Webb?
Why does that sound familiar?
You probably have. She's been in a lot of these conservative circles.
She's like a researcher or something like that?
Yeah, she's an author.
Yeah.
And, she's about one of the only ones on the right on that side who I've seen actually like, no, the left and the right are working together. Y'all are pretty much falling for the same trap. Y'all need to wake up. And so I was like, oh man, she's actually hitting the sauce. And so that's why when you started talking about that, that's what made me think of her, because she has like years and years of information about that same topic.
Yeah, I remember seeing this Whitney Webb woman. Yes, yep. Mm-hmm.
And so and that was definitely a very interesting thing. And then I did want to say something else about the whole, I guess, Bible debate that's going on right now.
Yeah.
It was just, and so this is a point that I'm glad I'm getting to make on air, because this is, especially as a black man, I think this is one of the biggest things that we're going through in the community. And this, I love yesterday how you talked about the left and the right are funded by the same entity, the same source.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the biggest thing that the Christian crowd never realized about this whole thing that they're supposed to be fighting against, is that the ancestors of this pretty much made Christianity for the propaganda. I mean, I heard you mention, Shaka Atmos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you're aware of like the whole rhetoric of like that whole concept.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, that's one of the biggest things that I think the community is kind of missing as a whole, and a lot, is that it's like both ends are fighting a lose-lose battle. Like you came into the debate already not fully understanding it. And so I think that's,
yeah, well, the thing is, there are people like yourself out there looking for the truth, in search of the truth, right? And pretty much what you're going to get is the people who are most visible. And the people who are most visible happen to be just grifting for their own, personal benefit. So you tend not to get the best news or have finding best news sources, which is why you got to resort to Whitney Webb or a Hotep Jesus or somebody else, and who's willing to just call it out on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So it's an influencer problem. That's why we have the Grifter Awards, the Grifties. You coming?
I just actually the first time I'm hearing about it. But that definitely sounds like, so you give an award to the most grifters so we can recognize who's grifting in the community?
Facts.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful idea, because that was just, I think that was a big thing that was important. I mean, what you just said made a lot of sense, because that's exactly what I've been dealing with. And like, why am I every time the mainstream, I guess, connotation of this is like you said, dealing with a lot of grifters. So I'm really glad you made that point. But that was just I think if we can find a way to make that more mainstream, I mean, that's what you're doing with the Hotep Nation. That's why I applaud y'all. I salute y'all. I'm definitely, every time I see something like this, I get inspired to be like, man, I got to get out here in the fight, because I don't want to just be sitting back and not really contributing.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. No, we out here. And, there is this term mainstream. And, in the future, we won't be mainstream, but there will be two streams, and we are going to be one of the kingdoms of the alternative stream, which to me, I think gets more views than mainstream.
I think so too. I think just mainstream has better PR. Like, they have PR that allows them to look better in the public versus like we actually, having to grind and, do it brick by brick. And so I think I do agree with that. Like, now that I'm really looking into it, I think the world is waking up more than people realize. It's just you have to really go underground to see it. If you're trying to see it above ground, it's kind of like, and so I think that's the you made a good point with that two mainstream things, because I definitely see that happening right now. And so and one last question I wanted to ask, because I don't want to be too long. So how do you see that the people who are in the alternative, how is it that you can see they don't fall into the same divide and conquer strategy? Because I see that kind of a lot of happening on that side.
Plenty of them are. Well, that's the thing, right? Where you have mainstream, right? And then the alternative stream starts to rival mainstream and then surpass mainstream. So what they do is they start cutting checks to particular voices that are in the alt stream. So for example, let's put it like this, right? You got influencer A, influencer B. Influencer A is credentialed, they've written books, they've got great opinions, et cetera, and they've made a name for themselves. They got 500,000 followers on Twitter, and they're pretty wealthy, right? Then you got some fucking nincompoop single mom, and basically what you do is you astroturf her campaign and make her voice. Now, she's just good at social media. She can make the jokes, she can meme, she can do all this shit, but she don't know shit from shit, okay? She never read a book a day in her life that the school didn't demand her to, right? So then you got that person. So what they do is they astroturf alternative voices to rise to the top of the alternative stream so that your eyes are focused. It's really just mainstream B. It's mainstream A and mainstream B to look like it's alternative, but really it's controlling both sides of the argument. And this has been going on forever. Balance of powers, like Carol Quigley talks about.
Yes, and I'm so glad you mentioned Quigley, and shout out to Steve Coakley. That's one of the first people I ever heard mention Carol Quigley.
Okay.
And so that was just, and that was real good, because that reminded me, just as I get out of here, have you seen anything about this recent Cat Williams interview?
I'm going to watch that as soon as y'all stop talking to me.
Man, I'm telling you, I think it's so much of what we just went into.
Yeah.
Cat is just building a lot on that. So that is just, I'm glad you made that point. You're mainstream A and mainstream B, and so that's definitely important, because I think a lot of us throughout history have been getting caught in either mainstream A or B, not realizing. People have good intentions, and that's why I really do.
Yo, that's a good point. So let's talk about that, right? Because sometimes that mainstream B, popular voice, will think that they're great. Like, all these opportunities are coming to me. I got this brand wants to work with me. I got invited to speak here, and they think it's organic, but really they've been selected by, the people in the background, the hidden hand that basically says, all right, this person is an idiot, but they're easily controlled. So let's put money in their pocket, because as long as we're funding them, we control them, right? So these people don't even know many times that they're being controlled until it's too late. Then they look back and they go, wait, hold on, didn't that guy just tell me not to say that? By then, you're already a big star, and you're like, I'm kind of dependent on this, $30,000 I receive every month from different brands.
No, that's so. Man, you hit the nail on the head with that one, because I don't know how controversial this is going to be, but I see that sentiment expressed a lot with Martin Luther King. And later in his career, as he woke up, they're like, oh, well, you're doing too much. You got to go now.
Yeah.
Now you're doing too much because you went off the script. When you were on the script, you were good.
Yep.
Now you went off the script, you're doing too much.
Correct.
And so I think that's why I think this is so important, because if more of our activists knew about this before they went out there, they wouldn't be looking all stumbled and confused about, why am I being attacked? What's happening?
Yeah.
Because you understand what you're about to go through before you go out there. And so I think things like this are super important, because if we don't really understand these controlling both sides, like you said, Quigley mentioned, we just gonna keep doing this loop over and over and over and over again.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. We're just stuck in a loop. It's a rerun, I call it. The human rerun.
That's perfect, man. Well, I appreciate the time, Hotep. I meant to call in yesterday. I appreciate you putting my tweet up on the stream.
But that was your tweet.
Yes, man.
Oh, okay,
and so that's
dope.
why I missed the call in yesterday. So that's why I definitely wanted to make sure I got in today.
You were thinking what I was thinking. I was like, man, you got to bring up the conscious movement, right? Like when you think about woke, you got to talk about the conscious movement, because that's where all this stuff started from, and then it got co-opted by them white folks.
And I think that's the same thing. We just talked about an example of that. That was the underground. Then the woke movement became mainstream B.
Yep. That's exactly what it was. It became mainstream B, easily controlled.
And so that's why I just love what you're doing here. That's why when I first heard you, and I'm like, when I heard you were taking the Hotep, and it was like, yeah, that's a pejorative in the black community, but we just wear it. As I'm like, see, that's funny. That's what you do.
Yeah, and the thing is, it was a pejorative in the black community. You notice people ain't even using it the same no more. They're not even using it as slander no more. It's starting to slow down.
Yeah,
because they saw how it backfired. Because when we snatched it, we used that to basically bolster our popularity, and now they're trying to pull back because they see how smart we are. But they try to slander us on Netflix and all the different shows. We've seen it.
Yeah, and that's why I definitely think just whatever. I just want to see more of this. I want to see. You made a good point. Yesterday with Sinetta, it was a lot of debating, but we need a more cooperative team things. Yeah. And so I think that's what the same way they come and make think tanks together, and they may not all agree. They fighting for power, but they'll agree to work together to do this. And I'm like, I may not, because I don't really agree with the Christians or anything like that, but I'll work with them if I see their cause will help, go through it.
Mutually beneficial, absolutely.
Yes. Yep. And so I think the more we work on that, the more it'll be. So I really appreciate your time, Hotep. I know you probably got more people on the line, but this is my second show, actually. You're listening to the second show. And so
you a newbie. Yeah, man, you have no idea what you went for. We didn't even get to the big brain shit yet.
Oh, well, this is good.
This is all small brain content. Wait till we get into the big brain shit. Chat, let him know, man. Y'all better let Kane know, man. He came to the right spot. He about to get his wig blown. Pause.
Well, I appreciate that. That's what I've been looking for. I need more black people in the space. I don't want to look up and every time I see it's just white people talk about this. I'm like, nah, that's no good.
We out here, baby. Don't worry. We taking over.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the time, Hotep. Peace to you.
All right, Hotep and Bill. We got a baby Hotep, y'all. You see it right now? We got a baby Hotep. They budding. Remember Strong Dad was talking yesterday? I don't know, black community, leadership. We need a leader.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com. I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus.
Hello.
And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus.
Hello.
And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
I mean, how many times do we got to say it? How many times do we got to say it? I'm just closing out. And people, I got to be honest with you. I ran from that spot. I ran from the leadership spot my whole life. I said, I don't want to be anybody's leader. I don't want to be anybody's leader. And I didn't want the job. I didn't want the job. I never wanted the job. And I took the job reluctantly because people asked me to. They said, Hotep, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? We need you to do more videos. We need this. We need that. So I took the job reluctantly, and I'm moving into that position because I didn't want people dependent upon me. And even as a leader now, I will never have you guys dependent upon me. I always give you guys the sources and everything so you, because that was why I didn't want to be a leader, because I felt like people are always dependent upon leaders. And I didn't want nobody to be dependent. I want you to be independent. That's what's going to make strong nation, you know, a collective of strong individuals. So, you know, I accepted it. Mostly I accepted the role because I saw something. I was trolling a lot online, and then I noticed that a bunch of kids started emulating me, you know, young kids, you know, dudes who had just graduated high school, college, and they were acting like me online, and people were talking about these Hotep Jesus clones. And that's when I realized, like, the effect I had on people. And I said, well, let me stop trolling and be more serious. So when these kids copy me, they copy the best version of me, the most intellectual version of me. So I had to level up and come into that. And I appreciate y'all for being on this journey with me, especially my day ones in the chat. Descending to Loki, another 10 Hotep Jesus memberships. Machine can't even keep up with how fast I'm pressing that button. Y'all saw that laser beam shit? That shit was crazy. Metastep, just say Metastep, not my slave name. Oh, that's you, Meta? What up, bro? Retro Neon, winning a grifty without grifting is the greatest grift of them all. Vote Retro Neon on grifties.com. Go vote for Retro Neon on grifties.com. He's up there. He's up there. Appreciate you. All right, let's go back. Who the fuck is that? Hold on. Let's get AK, and then we're going to go to Anarch. Oh, wait, we got Steph and Tari here. Let's go Steph, Tari, then. We're going to go AK, Steph, Tari, Anarch, you're going to close out the show. Anarch, you're the last one. We got 30 minutes. I really want to be out of here faster than that, but, you know, I work for the people. I work for y'all. Y'all blessed me with the cash apps today. So I'm moving overtime today because of y'all. That's some James Bond supervillain check. Yeah, that was crazy. Do we need a moderator? Maybe. Who is this?
Call from
AK.
AK.
What up, HJ?
Hey, what's going on with it, man?
You know, just out here on the grind, man. Good show. I'm actually excited to hear this debate between Goldstein and Bryson Gray, man. I think it should be good because Goldstein, that nigga, he comes with a lot of knowledge, man.
Yeah,
he's very read because you know he had a lot of time to think about shit.
His strength is he's an intellectual and he's composed, which are two very great traits you need going to a debate.
Yeah, man. You know, the thing that kind of, you know, I've talked about this before, but it still impresses me that you have so many people on the right that say that they, you know, are out there seeking truth and facts, and they can't just do like a cursory fucking Google search. Because the people that were sitting there like, oh, we're going to get the names, it's like, do you understand what's being unsealed? Like, it's a defamation lawsuit. That's what's being unsealed. It's not Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal trial. It's a defamation lawsuit in which, you know, you had, by the way, you were asking how you pronounce that lady's name. Mm-hmm. And it's not a joke, but her name is pronounced Giuffre.
Giuffre.
Okay. Giuffre, yeah. And she was suing Ghislaine because Ghislaine said, oh, all that shit that she said that, you know, that we were like raping her as a kid, that's not true. And that's what this all comes from, is that court document is being unsealed. So it just blew my mind that people are like, oh, we're going to get a list of names. I'm like, why would Ghislaine give a list if she's saying that this didn't happen? Like, that's been her position, is that this is all made up. So she wouldn't give a list. And the other chick wouldn't have a list because she was the person being trafficked. So anyways, it just blows my mind that people were just sitting there. And I know that you already understood that, but how many people are like, oh, we're going to get the names. It's like, dude, there ain't going to be no fucking names. These are all this other stuff that's coming through. And I think that, you know, to be distracted by that, it's because people have this hope that somehow you're finally going to be able to pull back the veil in like some huge public way to, you know, expose all the corruption. That just is never going to happen. The powers that be are so strong that the best that you can do is take down the existing power. That's the only way that you will ever be able to pull it back. And that seems like, you know, a much bigger task, but it's just crazy, the expectations. And I think that Hoteps understand that a lot of this stuff is distraction, but a lot of it is just part of a news cycle, you know, like people wanted to have, you know, the dudes that had the lawsuit, I think it was Cernovich and Miami Herald. They're the ones that actually, you know, put in the request to have these documents unsealed because they just wanted to have, you know, hopefully more information about who potentially is behind it, which I think is, again, a good, if you want to try and expose the corruption, but this shit's so deep, man. When we're talking about royal families and former presidents, it's just, people have this just weird hope to it. So it's just, again, it blows my mind how people just can't do like a simple fucking Google search when on the right, we're supposed to be not trusting of, you know, what the establishment tells us, whether it's establishment on the left or establishment on the right, but people still, they miss that forest to the trees, man. I wanted to, you know, I told you I wanted to flesh out this idea of this collectivism thing. So I wanted, if you will entertain me for a second, to better explain what I was viewing as collectivism versus individualism. Will you entertain me for a second?
Go ahead.
All right. So I know that, you know, there's a connotation that this is a Eurocentric definition, but I do think that it does help to explain.
Just hit me with it, man. All this extra shit. Just tell me what you got to say, man.
Yeah. So collectivism ultimately always leads to statism. Okay.
Okay.
Because if you're working towards this
always
goal,
leads to statism.
Always leads to statism. Because you have to have someone that's in charge of the direction of the collectivism. And so
does it have to
my
be a
biggest
state? And is the state always bad?
If the state's purpose is for the betterment of the state, yes, it's always bad because there's always a human running it. They're all in the hierarchy of power. There's always going to be a person at the top. It's never going to be a group of people. You know, you might say it's a group, but someone ultimately has to be the executive. And that's again where it goes bad. And so to me, that's why I don't like collectivism, is because it always leads back to that versus what I was saying with the voluntary association shit, right? Is that we come together cooperatively as individuals thinking about our family, right? That's like our smallest unit. And we're cooperating because we have shared values. So we can still come together voluntarily and say, here are our values that we are going to push for. You could die for those values,
You've been
right?
hanging out with the libertarians too long.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not even that I hang out with the libertarians. It's just I like
they almost got
their
me
viewpoint
too.
on there.
They almost got me too.
But here's the thing, though, right? Like for you, you don't like it. What is it that you don't like about it?
Like about what?
The collectivism, like
what
rejecting
you said.
the
Like you said, it always devolves into the state, and it's just like I want to hear the libertarians say anything without mentioning the state. like their religion is being anti-state, and it's just like I used to be on that shit for like a hot minute. I was on that anarchist, you know, Rothbardian. Who's the other one? You know, basically Rothbard. I was with it. I liked it, you know, but at a certain point, you know, I'm a fucking statist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also at a certain point, I'm a fucking communist. Like, I'm just too much of an intellectual to just make blatant statements like collectivism's bad, the state's bad, capitalism's bad, and communism's bad. I'm more like at the buffet where like, can I get a little bit of this? And can I get a little bit of this communism? I like the way he did that. And, oh, capitalism, give me some of that. You could leave the Fed. I'll take some of this, though. You know what I'm saying? That's how I operate. You know?
Yeah, no, I feel that. Like, because I'll be honest, when it comes down to the like anarchist argument, I reject that shit.
Because Hotepistan, you know, as the dream of an empire, right, would look like Saudi Arabia / China. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have central control over what is and what is not produced in the economy. There will not be any production of pornographic material. You need communism to do that. You need the state to mandate and say, yo, this shit is haram.
Yeah, but I disagree, though. Here's why I disagree.
I mean, you can do it culturally. You can do that culturally.
Yeah, there you go, right there, right?
You can do that. You can do that. But those two things are very similar, right? Because when everybody thinks of this, they don't think of it from inception. They think of it as, well, I'm going based upon my conception of reality here as an American. So here in America, you go, yeah, we really don't want the fucking Congress to make any rules. We need to change this culturally. And you are correct. However, if you are starting this shit from the very tippy top and you are writing the Constitution, I would write in the Constitution, do not produce this fucking material. Don't do this, don't do that. It don't say do not produce pornography in the U.S. Constitution. It don't say that.
Right. And
it would say that in the Hotepistan Constitution. There'd be a lot of things that we would warn people. It said this in the papyri coming out of ancient Egypt. Homosexuality is haram and all these different things, right?
Yeah, but here's how I see that you actually square that peg, all right? It's because in the idea that you have, and the idea of Hotepistan is that people are coming together voluntarily, right? And if you don't want to be down with that, then get the fuck out of Hotepistan. If we kicked out every person, and this is where the entire concept of the United States went out the fucking window, is that you have this idea that in the fantasy world that anarchy is going to win out. I don't think it's going to win.
I want to deal in the real.
Exactly.
Let's deal in the real. And that's why I'm going to give you two examples of dealing in the real where communism worked. Okay?
All right.
Number one, Germany, World War I. They experienced what? Hyperinflation. Dolph fixed that shit. You go to China. You can say what you want about communism, but China fucking works, bro. And it ain't fair to all the citizens out there. Ain't got no motherfucking rights, but they are a world power that you have to reckon with. People say communism don't work. Sure as hell working in China.
Yeah, I mean, whether it works or doesn't work is not the question.
Here's my point. Here's my point.
Yeah.
The issue with intellectuals is they get wrapped up in isms. They get wrapped up in, okay, this collectivism thing is bad and here's why. And it's just like, nah, that's just from that one viewpoint that you think collectivism is bad. Because collectivism works for the Muslim population. They taking over Europe.
Yeah, but again, what the thing is works. Now, here's the thing. I agree that people get wrapped up.
White folks have no collectivism, and you know what happened because they don't have no collectivism? They public enemy number one.
No, you listen. You ain't wrong in that. Like Thomas Sowell said, right? There's no solutions, just trade-offs.
Just
right?
trade-offs.
Right. And so I think in this idea of imagining, like if you made me dictator for a day, I actually think I could develop a system that would bridge a lot of different ideologies, because I think the things that are weak that fall through. So I agree that you can't be dogmatic in your ideology. However, I still think that we understand how humans work in large numbers. Individually, we don't know because people have free will. And, that's a whole other discussion about what free will is. But when you scale shit up, then yeah. But I guess, I get what you're saying, and I agree on that principle that just, creating a dogma and saying this is always bad all the time. I don't agree with that. I think that that's true, that nothing is ever always bad. Nothing is ever always good because nuance exists. And that's what it means to be Hotep. Yeah. But hey, man, thanks for entertaining me. I know you held on long. Yeah. And I'll see you at the Grifties. Everyone else that's going to be there, I'll see you at the Grifties. I'm fucking fired up, man. Anytime that I get a chance to be live and in person with other Hoteps, I'm going to chomp at that opportunity. I'm going to jump at it, chomp on that bit. And yeah, man, Hotep and Bill, bro.
Hotep and Bill. He been hanging out with them libertarians too long, man. You need less Dave Smith, more Adam Smith. I had to mute Matt Earth Theory. He talking about he gonna be bootlegging prawn in Hotepistan. All right, wait till Goldstein get his hands on you. Pause. Try that shit. Goldstein gonna be all over you. Pause. He gonna keep an eye on all you insurgents. We're gonna have a nice little team too. Take the best of everything, a blended economic and political model bolstered by extensive industrial base. I'm with HJ. Take the best of everything and discard what doesn't work. That's all I'm saying. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Christian conservative Dave Smith? No, Dave Smith's a Jew. Can you be a Christian Jew? Is that a thing? Oh, he done wrote the shit in Arabic. Matt, I'm about to ban you. Who's the next caller? I think we got 2 more callers left. Steph calling. Let's get Steph Atari and then Hotep Anarch. Hurry up, motherfuckers. Make this shit quick, please. We only got a few more minutes for the rest of y'all. Y'all done pulled me into a debate about collectivism. Yeah, libertarian Dave Smith. Yeah. He a libertarian though. He in a faction. I like Dave Smith. I played his videos before. I like Dave Smith. We've nominated him for, he almost won a Grifty. We like Dave Smith. I really enjoy Dave Smith's content. He's still a fucking libertarian and he still says shit I disagree with. But that's good, right? Because then we have something to talk about. But I would consider him, and this goes back to my point, like all the great intellectuals within this whole political sphere are Jewish. Michael Malice, Dave Smith. Like, if it wasn't for Jews, y'all motherfuckers would be stupid as shit. Just be dumb. Just dumb motherfuckers everywhere. Where are we at? Steph, Tari calling. Steph, Tari calling. One of y'all motherfuckers calling so we can hurry up get these. Yeah, Dave's a good dude. Yeah, Dave's a good guy. He's a good guy. I like Dave. He's funny. He's a comic. He does good stuff. He does good work. He did stellar work last time on Rogan. Excellent work on Rogan. Really, really loved it. Damn, I still got this Whitlock tweet up here. Damn, my bad. ISIS claims responsibility for the bomb attack. Really, nigga? We were supposed to believe that? We really supposed to believe that? I can't believe that.
Call from.
Sorry.
Sorry, what up, bro?
What up?
What's good with him?
I appreciate the content today.
No doubt. Try to bring you the best.
I didn't know that I would get. I had a feeling you was gonna watch the Alex Stein video today because you said you was gonna watch it.
I had to. And when I watched it this morning, in the gym, I was like, yeah, I gotta play this clip. I gotta play this 10 minutes on the show. Had to be done.
Yeah, that shit.
I needed everybody to see what I saw, yo. Just to clear the air.
Bro, when she said that father shit, I was like, whoa, like you just coming over. That's all you started.
Right for the jugular. Yo, this white identitarian shit is wild, bro. It made me feel like I'm living in the 1950s now. I feel like I'm reliving the civil rights era. You know? That's what I feel like. I feel like now I'm like, oh, okay, I know what my parents went through.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, that's the kind of the sentiment when you talking to people because it's like, I mean, you got. I think it's a funny thing. You got white people scared to say anything, right? Because back in the South, it was like abolitionists that wasn't popular in certain circles, so they had to keep quiet. So I've been running into liberals, libertarians, conservatives, with all different kind of takes on this kind of stuff, but they all kind of hush hush about it. Yeah. And the people that aren't hush hush about it are the ones that are like, nah. Yeah. They always come up with all the tropes and all the stuff. They always got one of them at the tip of their tongue.
Yeah. So what else you got for us today?
But I thought it was interesting. You actually got a little snippet of the debate. But it's gonna happen. What is it happening tomorrow? You're gonna set it up for tomorrow?
No, we're gonna have to get some good promo behind it. We're gonna get some good promo, some lead up announcement. We're gonna make it happen.
I think Bryson might need to do some extra reading for that one.
Yeah.
Because I think Goldstein got him pegged. I don't know. He didn't seem like he was addressing much of what Goldstein was actually saying when he came on earlier. And I thought it was actually, it was one thing I actually thought was ironic. I happened to come across a lefty yesterday that is, fairly, I guess, libertarian minded or whatever. And one of the things he told me throughout our conversation didn't seem to quite understand Christianity or theology much. But he did tell me that he thought the person that was following Christianity the most to the T was Bryson Gray. Which was interesting coming from somebody who called themselves a leftist and from someone who, from what I know about, Christianity, having been raised as one in them studies myself, didn't seem to have very much knowledge. I mean, we had a whole back and forth about, morality kind of stemming from religion in essence, that's the way we interact with it. He couldn't agree with that. So I don't know how much he's really versed in it, but it is interesting to see that people who aren't even on the right, are kind of gravitating towards, I don't know what he said. He's he considers himself like a first century Christian. That's kind of what I was mentioning to you the other day, right? There's a lot of more people gravitating towards the more orthodox Christianity because a lot of people consider Catholics to be more of Orthodox Christianity.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is they're really not. I mean, there were, it's technically the most Orthodox would be like the apostles, that kind of thing, right? So a lot of people who follow them, who follow Christianity and want to be really Orthodox, that's what they'll follow. So I think there's some truth to that, but there were tons of interpretations that are why the Council of Nicaea happened as well. So we got to be aware of that, and we can't just be out here like my interpretation of Christianity is the only correct interpretation of Christianity because that's y'all damn problem.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there. So that's all I can say.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Hotep Anarch. I tried to send you a text message, but it declined. Maybe the type of phone you called me from. Hotep Anarch, please call in. You are our last caller. Let's get this show on the road.
Call from
Anarch, what's happening, man?
Hey, what's good?
What's good with it?
Hope I'm coming through all right.
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Perfect. First off, I wanted to apologize to Strong Dad. He was feeling a little disrespected in the chat yesterday, and hopefully I didn't contribute to that. There's someone else in there that was not being very kind to what we kind of do here, and I didn't take too kindly to that. And sometimes the weaponized autism goes full tard, so I just wanted to apologize there.
It's all good. It's all good. I don't think Strong Dad tried to call in today. Okay, good.
No, I know,
was about to say.
I still wanted to make peace.
No, that's what's up. I appreciate that.
As far as the anarchy thing goes, I think it's. I wasn't feeling any attacks. I think it's important to recognize where the limits of a cultural effect and a state effect kind of. People will often attribute too much power to the state in order to be able to influence cultural factors and stuff like that. And I think it's important to be able to remove yourself from that position and kind of look at the whole, because it is all trade-offs, right? So if anyone's wondering, I'm more of the malice anarchist without adjectives approach.
Okay.
And as far as the Epstein list goes, or the documents actually, I think the names that are less known are a little bit more important. Even though it is a distraction, there's still a degree of leverage that can be taken from that. Because the people that treat politics like a pop culture thing, they're gonna be up with the sensationalism of it all.
Right.
Those that are like all into the conspiracy theories, they're going to see it as vindication. But if you take a step back, like this kind of stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum. Like what can they gain? And there was one name in particular that kind of got brought up during Kitlin's stream. Excuse me. Was a guy by the name of Thomas Peska, who is cousin of the current envoy to Ukraine that Biden just put in.
Really?
So even though it can be used as a massive distraction, what's the other bird that's kind of getting hit with that stone? And what kind of political leverage can be gained from it, even if it's not kind of within our even though it isn't like targeted towards us, you know? So it's still kind of worth watching, but maybe not as deeply.
So when you getting off the anarchy train? Let's get to the real shit.
Soon. First, I gotta figure out what I can do without the state's help, and then we'll see about bringing in bits and pieces here and
You're
there.
gonna need the state at some point.
I know, but I want to make sure I've got a good community, and I got a good one here with the Hoteps, you know.
Yeah, you know what I think it is. I think the state is as good as the intelligence of the people. That's what I would judge, right? Because stupid people elect stupid politicians. Intelligent people elect the right politicians. And the problem is the people are too stupid to know, you know, what, for example, like when we go to the elections, you know, what's on the ballot? Oh, abortion and immigration. It's like, nah, y'all kind of confused as to like, you know, what is the let's get our priorities straight here. You know what I'm saying? Like trans people are not the priority.
Yeah, and also like just how much do you want that encroachment of the state to get into? Because it's pretty easy to fall into that like end of history trap and think the system doesn't need change and we've got to keep doing it the same way. So you need to have those people that kind of take that big step back and kind of do that 30,000-foot view of the whole situation and kind of like, all right, maybe we, you know, dial back on this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because even with the whole China being communist thing, most communists will go, oh, it's not real communism. Like even North Korea's got like a hidden capitalist financial structure inside of it that profits off of like black market stuff. So
yeah,
you need these little elements to make everything function properly. Just sometimes you need to step back to see what's missing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, since Fresh Mike's not here, I'll say it. Hoteps for the children. And yeah, love y'all.
You coming to the Grifties?
No, unfortunately, I'm stuck up here in Snow, Mexico.
In where?
Snow, Mexico.
Snow, Mexico? Oh, damn. All right, we're going to see you next year then.
Hopefully.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, Hotep Bill. Oh, finally. Last call. Let's close the line. Y'all got me working OT today. I'm on Amazon now looking for some carpet tape to cover this wire. I ran an Ethernet cable around the house, 100-foot cable. That's what I was doing before I streamed today. Damn sure was not about to hire a fucking handyman to run a wire. It just was not about to happen. I'm not paying you to run a fucking wire. I can do that shit in about 10 minutes. And that's exactly what I did. I just have to hide that one piece of the wire now. Anyway, tonight, Hotep's been told you with Uncle Hotep. We will be live at 8 p.m. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If not, I will see you tomorrow for another episode of the Grift Report. Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand? You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.